Idea
games.
I also want to take a moment and give a shout out to some other good shows like Table Talks on our Table Takes on Fridays at 11
Yep,
on the
sponsored by Gen
channel. Posted on our channel right here if you want to watch it. We've also there's Dragons and Things, that Dragon Show, partnered with Paizo. They play Pathfinder Fridays from 6 to 10 p.m. Pacific. They have their own little channel and everything. It's great.
What you thinking about? Just dragon stuff, I guess.
Yeah, just dragons. I spend a lot of time thinking about just dragon stuff, I guess.
Me too. I imagine them.
'Tis the season.
Speaking of shout-outs, how about we give some of our amazing Patreon backers?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I love amazing
Like Cornelia Moore.
Yeah.
Corey Moore!
Hey, we know you.
We love you.
James Herbert.
Yeah.
Hey, James Herbert.
And Justin Hotchkiss Palermo.
That's too many names, but that's a
Yeah, that was fast.
Justin Hotchkiss Palermo.
Palermo, yeah.
James Herbert needs to get us on Con, man. I'm just saying.
Did you know that you can affect our game every week? Yes, you can. In our store, you can change the game. You can do almost anything you want with what's available there now. And in fact, if you spend enough in that lovely store with these tips, you get boosted abilities unlocked for these guys, and maybe even waffles. What is a waffle? Well, a waffle is when you make one of us poor schlubs, almost guaranteed Christian, stand in front of this camera and perform some kind of musical number for you.
Yeah. But we'll do it.
Yes, we will do it. And you can also affect this game through our Patreon polls every week. And I have the results of one of them. You guys want to know?
I do.
Do you? All right.
Tell
this
me
week,
if I get things.
Helen, you get plus 30 hit points and plus 4 to a roll this week.
Hell yeah.
That's right. Andy, plus 30 hit points and plus
Ooh.
5 to a roll this week.
Ooh, Lego.
Maggie, plus 30 hit points and plus 7 to a roll.
Oh my.
You can have your pen back now.
Christian, plus 10 hit points and plus 5 to a roll.
Why do you hate me?
And I don't even know how to feel about this. For me, I got plus 20 hit points and plus 4 to a roll.
Damn, dude.
All
So they
right.
simultaneously like me more and dislike me more than you?
Yeah.
Which is fitting, I suppose. I also want to take a moment and thank our mods, Pax, aka we could not possibly do this
Thank
show
you, Pax.
without you. You guys make it happen.
I love it.
Also, incredibly important to us is our tech crew.
I'm in control now.
Which now apparently includes Andy Dobrowski, who has control.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
no, the other one. Refresh the other
Is it
one.
just the other one?
That one.
He said the store as well.
He said the store compute. He meant this.
Oh, he meant the whole thing. Okay. He meant everything.
And how about when you mess with that, you roll some credits?
I love credits.
What if I do that?
Conscripted by a secret organization, a group of strangers is loaded into experimental metapods, hurtling their souls across dimensions and into unsuspecting avatars. With each trip across reality, these newly minted metapilots gain access to unique powers and abilities, slowly transforming them into true masters of the Metaverse.
Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse, they travel through time and space and stuff. Control them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice, bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse.
Welcome back! When we last saw our heroes, they were all together somewhere in Northern California, finally brought together by Tom. While the program and founders wage their pointless war, Tom requires their help to stop a terrible unknown threat to the Metaverse. So far, they've acquired powers and items at his behest in an effort to craft some sort of special metapod. Ronald Gabriel Zenda was liberated from a military prison in order to facilitate this construction, but events from Masters of the Metaverse have left him comatose and unresponsive. Unwilling to accept defeat, Tom has insisted on pushing forward with the plan, and 2 teams of metapilots have entered the Metaverse. You have seen one of these teams in the weird west of 1916 on the island of Lost Things. And now you have seen another in a much more terrible, darker, dying metaverse.
Oh no.
Where we return, where in the last events they destroyed the Brood Queen and the entirety of her. Hey, did they have a trademark on that name? No, they don't have a trademark on that name. Good. They destroyed the Brood Queen, I can say that. Oh yeah. Eat it. They destroyed the Brood Queen and all of her spawn. In a rather dramatic and unpleasant fashion.
Well,
It was squishy. Yes, very
It was squishy.
You are still somewhat covered in the gore and goop and grime from that unpleasant experience.
But really just our armor is. We're inside.
We're fine.
We're fine.
Yeah. No one's gargling purple goo.
Yeah.
No one is gargling purple goop.
I just stole your joke, Andy.
In fairness, my joke was about Grimace, so
Now we just reverse birthed hundreds and hundreds of eggs filled with explosives. Is that correct?
Yeah, essentially.
That's
Reverse bird.
Reverse birth.
Oh.
That's a thing now.
Oh, I'm so uncomfortable.
I know.
not as uncomfortable as the Brood Queen.
She at least got to explode. We have to sit around and watch this after.
And it is in the aftermath of this wreckage that Tom appears.
We took her doula out too. That's the important part.
I am sorry that I have not been present and of much assistance in this metaverse. I've been rather occupied attempting to follow so many individuals and so many metaverses. In particular, this entity of Rhodes. He vexes me. I am vexed. We have a new plan now.
Oh.
Mr. Jackson was correct. There is no greater good.
I knew it.
When I crushed Titan's head, I did so for the greater good, and I deeply regret that decision. I
we
will
should
not
regret
repeat
it.
that. We are going to save this metaverse, we are going to save these avatars, and we are going to make Mr. Rhodes exceedingly irritated.
You killed Titan?
Essentially, Mr. Jackson.
Wow.
I settled for the greater okay at this point.
We don't have much time, unfortunately, and you will have to split up in order to reach both the map and stop this plague from happening.
Man, that's never gone wrong.
Events are in motion,
Ruh-roh.
and I am no longer certain of the outcome of what is to come. But there is no turning back now. If we don't succeed, the metaverse as we know it will come to an end.
Oh, shit.
Approximately 1/2 kilometer further into this cavern, you will reach a fork. One path should reach the heart of this planet, and the other should lead to the map. I would suggest that Mr. Jackson be the one to retrieve the map, as his chances of surviving alone are significantly higher than the rest of you. In addition, I believe Mr. Jackson has prior experience in this metaverse.
I used to go here.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I will do my best to distract Mr. Rhodes as long as possible, but you must hurry. I am uncertain how long I can deceive him. Good luck.
What
If
are
that Tom disappears.
Oh.
We're gonna take
You can call him back, just say his name. He'll come right back.
What are... We have to get the map.
And save the planet. Hey, Crash.
What?
Why don't you tell me about when you've been here before?
Oh, I was here before.
Tell me about it. Like, when was it? Before you joined?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And did you, like, fully submerge? Was it a video game? Was
I like
it...
the way you say video game.
Thanks.
Yeah, when I was younger.
Mm-hmm. Did you come here with Tessa?
No, she wasn't allowed.
You do realize the only time you could have been here is when you were younger, right?
Yeah.
Top rated. Top rated.
Right. So, Crash, what is it? Does it
I'm the
look?
best.
Does it look exactly the same as it did when you were here before?
No, it was a different planet, probably different system. But the guns are the same, and the suits are the same, and the clones are the same.
Right. What did you do when you were last here?
I shot aliens.
Right, but like, was it just for fun? Were you on a mission? Did you work?
Training.
Training for what?
Training for what?
I don't know.
They just.
Who was training you?
My dad.
Your dad. Your dad?
My dad.
I just sort of always assumed you were.
I thought he wanted me to be in the army, like him,
I
but
see.
I was not good at army stuff.
Dad at army.
which then makes you a perfect recruit for what we're doing here. Then.
I am not subordinate.
That
You
is
are
fact.
insubordinate.
No, I was not given that opportunity.
How about now you
Well,
be
you seem to
super
be
ordinate?
exercising it
But it's
quite a
okay.
lot
When
now.
this was a game, I was really good.
Right, but it wasn't this planet, you don't think? It was a different...
No, it was before now too, because everything is ruined.
Right, okay, so no real clues.
I mean, it is possible that, like, on one planet things might be, you know, much older but in better shape than on a different planet. Where
This is
everything's
where they were
improved.
gonna do the final offensive. They had all the big plans for it. This is
Wait, so
Who was-
you've actually you have been here like literally as your pilot in this world.
no. I had an avatar that was just like this one.
You've had an avatar. Okay.
It was just like this one.
But it was the final offensive.
I think there's only like 8 or 10 of these.
What was the goal? Was it to destroy the planet? Was it to...
No, it was to stop the plague.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
so-
We were plague stopping, but it looks like that was not successful in any way.
Is it because you were insubordinate?
No, it's because they wouldn't let me play.
Right, he didn't get the chance.
Right. Right.
Right. So, Tom was saying you can defend yourself real good.
Yeah.
Right.
Bye.
Well, I mean, like,
Bye. Where are you going?
Apparently we're splitting up.
Half a kilometer down that tunnel,
Right.
it splits.
Are we splitting up 3-1, 2-2?
I don't know. Tom said that I should go myself. But if you don't want me to, I won't.
But there's no. I mean, there are 4 of us. There's absolutely no reason for anyone to go alone.
Right.
That's true.
I'm just
Well,
saying,
since
I
you're
know what I
such-
want the split to be. So
I think
Since you're such good friends now, I reckon.
I think you
I
picked
reckon you
partner.
I
should
think-
agree.
so you're saying one heavy and one lightweight each
Chances
each
are
way?
where I
That's
have
kind
to
of
go
what-
is going to be hard to get into and not good for your armor. That would be my guess.
Your ferry is heavies because we've got 2 heavies.
Right. But if he has to go somewhere with no armor, he's the only one who can actually defend himself.
No, Brony can shoot.
Right. Okay. Well, so do you want?
Yeah,
to
but I'm also very squishy and prone to getting
pierced. I've
pierced.
been here for months and have yet to die, but that's fine. That's fine.
Look,
And, you know, I'm not.
I don't think that
offended.
this
Tom,
place. I don't think that this place has a happy ending coming unless we make one for it.
Yes,
Sorry,
Miss
are
James.
you offering to
Just
make
like-
a happy ending for
I-
an entire planet?
Did you need something, Miss James?
If anybody can, it's Crash Jackson.
Because I'm the best.
At that, I agree.
Would you do me a favour? So it's we need the map.
Yes, Miss James.
And it seems to suggest the way that you phrased your previous question that conversation that you would like Crash Jackson to go on alone. Can you provide us with any thoughts about that? Why?
Yes. 1 second.
Tom, why are you out of breath?
Happy ending.
This is very difficult. Mr. Rhodes is troublesome.
Aren't you fake?
Rivers and roads.
Like, doesn't an AI not run out of breath?
Right, that's what I.
He's expressing his exhaustion.
He's artificially exhausted.
Physically,
Doesn't
the only
AI
way
get
he knows how.
tired?
I don't get
I
out
would
of
suggest
breath.
Mr. Jackson travel independently, as his chances of surviving with an exosuit are significantly higher than any of yours. In
Right,
fact,
okay.
his chances of surviving without an exosuit are higher than his chances of surviving with one.
How interesting.
Right. All right.
Great, so
In short, Miss James, if you are shot, you will die, and Mr. Jackson can be shot repeatedly and not die.
I see.
I am not sure it is possible to kill Mr. Jackson.
that's silly. I can bleed, it happens.
All we need is the right kind of sleeping pills. I've seen it. So, quick question. Do we have any kind of communication with the walls, or is it going to block everything?
That's an
Good
important question.
I am uncertain. I
Regardless.
believe that there may be interference, but I also believe that Ms. Harmon has the capability to go beyond what technology can do.
Right. I mean,
Rosie's got magic.
right. We also have nano wasps.
Sometimes I do. Who has nanowasps?
Well, you and I do. She plants them on us all the time. I'm sure we got one.
Our avatars wouldn't have them because she's not here.
Damn.
Regardless,
You
you find that
understand that
map,
we
you
are in
take
a
a
completely
photo of
different
it,
world.
and you
Right,
send
right,
it.
right. I just, yeah.
I don't want the map to just be in one place. You know what I'm saying? You find that map, you send a
So
picture
you
of it.
pull out your flip phone.
Pull
you
out
take
your
a
flip.
picture.
He's got a flip phone.
Right,
I got
He's
it.
got a
I
flip
guess-
phone.
I
No,
understand the
can-
map
I
is the
can,
primary objective, but this place wasn't supposed to. Place is gonna die. I don't. Can they even do this?
It is possible, Mr. Jackson.
Well, what do they need to do to save the core?
They're going to have to kill this planet.
Wait, I'm sorry. In order to save the planet, in order to save the system,
We're going
we
to
have
save this
kill
entire
the
metaverse,
planet.
Miss James. One planet for the entire metaverse.
I'm glad he didn't say it at the time.
Well, I'm glad it's not. I'm glad it's not a philosophical problem. Then,
If there were
all the
any life
trolley
forms-
tracks and
We're
you've
the
got
only- yeah,
people-
If
we're
there were
the-
any life forms besides yourselves worth saving on this planet, I would not recommend this course of action. But every form of life besides yourselves is infected with the
Oh, did
plague.
you hear that?
Except that one that wasn't. Remember that one?
It's the first time anyone said that, and I loved it.
I do not intend for you or your avatars to die here.
Yeah, well,
I have a plan.
the path to hell is paved with good intentions.
And that's probably the way we're going. So,
And that is why we are not doing the greater good in allowing this planet to die, Miss James.
wait, the greater good is allowing the planet?
The greater good would be simply retrieving the map and letting the planet die. Saving all metaverses beats saving a single one, but this is an unacceptable cost. We will save all metaverses, including this one.
Guys, please, for the love of all the metaverses, stop using nanowasps in worlds they do not belong in.
I mean,
Please. #clarity.
look, I just want you to know, I don't know who said that because our chat's not up.
Maxima.
Okay, listen, I forgot about it, alright? Forgot. I'm just used to Sarah, just,
It's an invasive nanospecies. It's kind of wipe out the indigenous plague wasps, I guess,
Plague
or
wasps.
umbrella vampire
Do you have any more questions, Miss James?
Do I have more questions? No, I think that's.
Do you know which way leads to the core? And
Oh,
which way doesn't?
Yeah, which
Oh,
way
yeah,
is the
that's
core
the
and which way is the
I will
map?
rejoin you when the path forks.
No, that doesn't instill me with a huge amount of confidence.
I will not know which direction until you reach there.
That is
All
understandable.
right, let us boldly go.
This reminds me a
Excuse
lot
me,
of when
I
my
must
dad
return
left.
to an island. There are some socks trying to eat your friends.
I'm gonna do my Tommy impression. Hello, my name is Tom. I am sort of here to help you.
I like that.
Thank you.
It's good. It's good.
Thank
Not gonna
you.
lie.
Thank you. So,
Shall we
Um,
walk to the fork?
who's the engineer? Is that you, Rosie?
I think, kind of, yeah.
You're like the weapon guy?
Yeah.
One of us should be the weapon guy.
I can improvise.
I mean, yeah, no, I can make any weapon with anything we
There
got
we go.
here.
Okay, good. If I'm not taking my suits,
So does that mean that we can
Take all of
take
this-
some pieces apart and make nano ones?
take all of the stuff off of my suit and put it on everybody else's
Right, no, I'm
suits.
gonna.
You are more than capable of doing that.
Right, I'm working on communication at the moment. Give me like 2 hot seconds.
What about 2 tepid seconds?
Also, it works.
#loot for crash.
He's got
He's got two.
Now he has 2.
boxes.
I want a loot box.
Toot box.
Crash has 2 of those, and Tom has 1.
Do we have a team name?
What?
Do we have a team name?
Team not dying today.
We all just met yesterday.
Right, I know. I just.
I mean, we've got a number. It's
Oh.
easy.
We could be
Mm.
Alpha
Team.
Squad. Oh wait, no, that's
No,
what our
no.
name is. Okay.
Team
Alpha
not
what?
What?
Yeah,
That one's bad too.
Team, whatever it takes to finish this spell.
All right. Okay, come here. I need everyone. We're not in danger right now,
Not
right?
at this current second.
Right. I
We
need
could be
everyone.
the Meta Pals.
There's no meta in team.
All right. So
Oh, wait.
I need us all to get out of our
Riz.
suits. Need all to get out of our suits.
But this is my safe space.
Right. I need to be able to touch all of you.
It's okay.
Okay, alright.
Trust Rosie.
Right.
She takes care of people.
I'm not so good with girls. I'm just not.
Me neither. But Rosie's not a girl, she's a cowboy.
Fact.
And I'm not a girl, I'm your commanding officer.
Also, fact.
That does make me want to
You
take
look
off my
like a
suit for
badass, Andy James.
I was so excited. It's been a
So
long
I'm
time.
gonna be touching all of them.
All right.
Great. So the spell. Do I need to read a roll first?
Oh, we're actually doing this.
I want you to roll it first. No sense in reading it if you don't
Okay.
read it.
We have no meta points. So I'm just rolling my 12s because we're in the middle.
You've
correct?
got
There's
a
a moment of clarity
There's a
right
moment
there.
of
Use it.
clarity.
Use a moment of
You can
clarity.
roll your 8s. I use it,
I'm
man.
gonna
Using the moment of clarity. Thank you, chat.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So thank God I used it. Okay, that's an 11, so I beat it by 3.
That is good enough. Read
Great.
off your haiku.
Those I touch connect. Let us hear each other's thoughts. Keep us all linked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty straightforward.
That is very straightforward.
Nice
So
haiku.
It'll be mental, but at least we can, you know.
It's
You are now capable of wordless communication.
But there should be no
Read
interference.
that body language. Okay.
That is not something I do.
I was just hoping the rest of the session was going to be quiet.
Did we just have an Ursula moment?
Yeah, I think I did.
All right, and now that I've done that, what do you got on your suit?
Oh, I've got the gun, the 12.7 carbine. I've got a retractable assault blade.
A lot of purple good.
I have a multi-directional grenade launcher.
Oh, I thought at the end of the last one that was on your suit.
Yeah, I think I had.
We had given it to him. He got a
Okay.
grenade launcher.
I've got 50-meter jump jets.
I had a note about
Which I have, but could we pass those on?
Oh yeah, they'll
You
work
can
on
put,
any
you
of
can
the
put those
suits.
on anybody.
Okay.
Is that it?
If it's just
How much
5
armor?
jets,
How much armor do you have?
you could put them on individually in 10-foot increments. I
Yes,
guess.
you could even split them up.
Yeah, how much armor you got?
30.
30.
30 what? Armor.
Armor. Andy, how much armor does your suit have?
30.
You?
20.
Okay, you should take, I think, the armor, so she'll be
And
at
I'm
40,
assuming
you'll
you've all
be
got
looking
basic
30.
targeting analysis and range finders.
Everyone has those same.
Yeah.
I
The
assume.
targeting computers are the same on all the models, except for.
What's everyone's
And then
What's
you
everyone's
take-
top speed?
Top speed is 50.
50, 30, 30. Okay, so I think the jump jets could be useful for
Yeah,
that
I
as
think
well.
I think so.
My top speed is 50 if you want to use, you could probably use my engine
Yeah.
and raise your top speed up.
So you take
All
the
right.
engine, I'll take the
Take the
jump
engine.
jets.
You overhaul everyone's suits, minus
Uh,
Talon Broadswords,
also
who's
take
now
10
suitless.
armor.
Can I keep the blade?
If nobody's going to be using it,
I don't
I've
think
got
I
my
need
Because you've got a big
yeah,
ass sword,
I'm not
right?
gonna
Big
pick
ass
a blade.
all right, keep
So
it.
I'll just keep the blade
And
and
you've
the.
already got the rocket launcher.
Yeah, I'll keep the rifle, the pistol, and the blade. Cool.
There is a
Right.
suggestion about maybe making some rocket boots from those jump jets. I just was gonna throw
Oh,
that out.
like rocket boots that are not for our exoskeletons, but in fact for our feet.
It's an inside joke.
I see. I don't.
It's very
Well, if you
By
make 'em,
definition,
I'm
we
not
don't
wearing
do it.
them. Just
Right.
so we're
Right,
clear.
no, it's a sensitive subject for Mr. Crash.
I see.
And he has already made it clear he will not
I
wear
don't come
rocket
here
boots.
to cuddle your
Because it's the
feet.
most rocket boots thing I've ever heard of.
I see.
All right, you have stripped, in about 45 minutes, you've accomplished all of this work.
Cool.
Really quickly, really efficiently. Reset all of the works of armor, and now Talon Broadsword is armorless.
I'm gonna give you a hug before you go.
Well, let's wait till we get there.
Okay.
Because then what if we need to hug later again?
Okay.
You can hug more than once. It's okay.
No, Crash is particular about
You
his
get
hugs.
one a day.
Yeah, it's a
Is that
rule.
one per person?
I feel like I
Yes.
could get
One
more than
really-
one a day.
One per
per
person.
person?
Okay.
What if you do a group hug? How does that work out?
Those don't count against individual hugs, but they're only for special occasions.
Oh.
So when the likelihood is that all of us are going to die, but not you because you are somehow like death-proof, does that count as a special occasion?
So you'll hug our corpses?
I'm not death-proof, but I'm very resistant to damage.
I see. Yeah, thank you for correcting that.
Physical or emotional?
In the likelihood that all of us are going to die, but you and
I don't know if
you're
it's like
resistant
Luke
to damage,
Cage
does
or
that count as a
Superman
special-
or what.
Yes, I see. Okay. I'm just trying to get into a group hug. It's
We'll make it
You don't
happen.
usually invite me to those.
I've been waiting to meet you for so long. You're gonna get a group hug anyway.
I'm sorry, you've been waiting to meet me.
Yeah.
She's gonna get a group hug? How does that work?
When I first heard about you, I knew you were going to be like me.
Right.
Are you kidding me right now?
Well, used to.
That's all I'm saying on that.
On what?
Right, should we keep going?
Descending further into the cave, you reach a point where the cavern ends, and before you is an old, battered steel bulkhead. It looks like the exterior of an outdated starship.
Have 2 #MetaPoint.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay! That was from Miss Winter, thank you.
Thank you.
Outdated starship.
It's still like this cavern's been through, and it
Like
just,
a ye olde starship?
at least 100 years.
That's what it says on the side.
At least 100 years old, at least 100 years older than anything any of these avatars has experienced.
Starship ye olde.
You know, maybe I have been here before.
When did you crash Jackson land on the planet?
I know I've crashed a spaceship into at least one tunnel and then got out to fight a boss.
Interesting. Are we
But it's kind of
going
blocking
Are we
the
going
cavern
to run
way.
into your other avatar?
He would look just like this one, I think. I can't tell. I don't see my own face.
Right, can we go in? Maybe it's got extra.
You have to cut through the steel or blow through the steel or however you
Great,
want to get your way through.
Fantastic.
What's the likelihood
Can you
that the
hug
sword
through
of
the steel?
Valkyries
You
can
could
just-
probably hack through
Yes.
it
Great,
fairly reasonably.
fantastic. I'm going to cut a door out.
I think it's time for the spaceship to get its daily hug. Just hug right through it.
It takes you a couple of swings, but you're able to just cut through the steel fairly quickly.
Oh,
Right,
sorry.
what's in a-
Stick.
You cut through, and opens into a little walkway inside of a cargo bay. There's no power, so your suits are the only current source of light.
Right.
Scattered about the cargo bay are really old corpses of naval personnel like you encountered on the ships.
Okay.
But they're not affected by.
They're still like in their uniforms and everything, but like the no skin left on the corpse. and it's
Is there cargo in the cargo bay?
Uh-huh.
What kind of
completely
uniforms?
empty. They're in like they're kind of outdated. They're several generations back, but naval personnel from the ships that you came on.
These are our
Very
guys,
similar.
but old timey.
Ye olde spacesuits.
How long have we been fighting this war?
I don't know.
Apparently neither does Tom.
Out of
You've
curiosity,
you've been here a month. I was here like 20 years ago.
You can do genetic scans. I don't
Right.
know. Is any of these
Maybe
genetically
30?
linked?
You know from your previous experience that naval personnel, unlike yourselves, are actual normal people that
Okay.
So
recruited
they
and
weren't like
yeah, they
created.
they don't get created and they don't get sent into the ugly, nasty places to do things that
Well,
clones
but
get
they're
sent
here
to.
anyway.
They don't get
so-
created.
They get to go
This
to
is
flight
a
school
whole
and fly
thing.
in space.
Yeah, they get
So-
to learn technical trades instead of
And
this is-
grow old and have families.
Yeah,
we
this
know.
is how
Yeah,
you
it's
kill.
great.
Yeah. Yes, you are a second class.
They're not
They're not
chemically
20,
castrated
they're
before
not
birth. You know,
died.
They'll
just little
die at
things.
18.
I am 18. I am 18.
Well,
I've got
bye.
2 more years. I've
Yeah,
been
2 more years.
counting. I die at 20.
I don't know.
Gosh, why do you sound like the advertisement for a website?
Our connections make us. And we can always use a little help from our friends sometimes. Hashtag hack attack.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I know what that is.
Shit. Okay, James, I don't know if this is possible. All right, put your evil laugh in your back pocket. Come on. I would like to try to hook up.
If he did that, it would sound like farts.
God damn it. I would like to hook up because I have a
You'd
repair
like to
kit
hook up? Well, would
for
real.
I have a repair kit for an exosuit, which I assume means that I have some at least technical kind of like my Maggie brain says USB, but like you sci-fi beep boop bop get connected
This is
to the
ye
computer.
olde, okay?
It's a little too
RJ.
ancient for you.
We're a
But
couple
is there-
generations past.
But what about like
Nobody's used ports like this in a long time.
Okay, but like there's no way to power up the engine, get power to the engine, get anything.
You're also more than a
on.
kilometer under the ground, so even if you turned anything on, the results would be catastrophic.
I just
I mean,
want
you
a
can
relay
tell us
for the
that you don't have
radio.
a plan for this. That's
Oh
fine.
no, it was also
I just-
catastrophic. Engage a warp engine a kilometer underground buried by Earth.
Did
and
she
see what
say warp?
happens.
I didn't hear warp
No,
engine.
I just want to see.
Power up.
I just want to turn the radio on and see if we can get a relay
See
going.
if we can get the desktop.
Yeah, I think we
I
can.
just wanted to see if they
Cup
left,
holders?
If they left any like captain's log.
I'll
We've been fighting.
check the
We
toilet.
have no way to power this thing up and no
Okay.
way to access the computer files. It is
Okay.
all way too outdated.
Okay, all right.
It's like you trying to use punch cards, but you're in.
Unless
with
you
an
want me
iPod
to
jack.
try to raise one of them from
Oh
the dead.
man, if only I had any Nurse Tesla to just through there.
I know. I don't know. Information. I don't know. I'm curious when I. Okay, I guess we'll just leave everyone.
Wait, or do
Leave
it.
the dead ship people.
Is there? Do we see any writings or scrawlings or
Right,
anything? I
they're
mean, these
like-
people were probably alive when the ship hit.
You
They were
think?
most certainly alive when the ship hit. As you're looking around, one of them you notice is glowing green and
Oh.
rises to its feet.
Cool. I'm gonna ask that one. What's
Yeah, that one seems to know what's going on.
As you
All right,
turn
I'm gonna see
towards
if
him, he brings a rocket launcher up to his shoulder,
Oh, that's probably
leans
not
into it, and fires it at you.
I want to jump in the way.
So nothing on the ship works except for the rocket launcher pointed at us. That's good writing.
Ah!
Activating lightning reflexes.
All right, I'm gonna look for a
Man,
Lochnar,
that's a
guys.
shade.
You have obviously never fired a rocket-propelled weapon. They don't require electronics. They have a fuel cell inside of them. That's what they work with. You shot a rocket?
And the
Shot a rocket.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
and
They're not really computer unless you got some really
No,
fancy
no, but they do
guys
age and
shit.
fall apart and all that.
Star-
But
Oh,
that's-
yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
you
Very
are
much
the
so.
son
It's
of a girl.
Tell that to all those Taliban guys that shot RPGs at us.
They were 200 years old.
I'd say 200.
All right, Crash jumps in front to
If I
block.
can.
Yeah.
Thank you for carbon dating my ship.
Ah,
You are off by 180 years.
it's 20 years old. It's 20 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
20
yeah.
years old.
Jacques Hughes! Okay.
What's your dodge over there, Mr. Rex Patriot?
+2.
Then an 18 is not going to do it. You will be able to, what's the,
I've got lightning reflexes and bodyguard, so
Ah.
I can, as long as he's within range, I can.
with an 18, it's still not even going to be able to hit you. It's so bad of a shot.
Well, no.
But he's aiming for it.
You're trying to, it's like trying to catch the football. That's just, wow. He's 6 feet high and to the right on that shot. I mean, maybe if Ronnie moved up onto the walkway behind
So
him,
if
he
you
might have
use
hit
your
him.
plus.
Dude, we are inside.
Yes. You are inside. But that puts you right into the path of where it does impact and explode.
I'm plugging my ears.
That's probably a
Through
good
an
one. I guess
exosuit?
through the helmet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that it
I engage.
This explosive is a little dated, so it's only inflicting 20 points of damage in a small burst area.
That's not bad.
Still, there goes part of my uniform.
Yes, that does go to part of you. The uniforms are
Seriously?
not.
Well, luckily we have.
Bulletproof.
There are plenty of uniforms here that you could just
Oh,
borrow.
yeah. If you're into last season's fashions, of course.
Some of them are a little green.
They're on corpses.
They're on-
I'm just offering. If you don't want air exposed.
Oh my god. if
Someone's
they're
too good for
decomposed.
good
The
will,
only
I
way
think.
that I wear clothes off of dead people is if I can like unequip them with a click.
Ah,
You feel me?
I do.
Okay, so if you make a clicking noise and then close your eyes, ignore the rustling that happens. We'll have a suit for you.
Are you gonna use your super speed to get them naked really fast?
Look.
Because I would probably
It wouldn't be
keep my
nice
eyes
to-
open.
Look, you're not going to get a set bonus. You might as well go for min-max on the actual armor.
We had already determined what the how the best spot to kill these guys was, and I want to say it was their head. It was like a zombie.
You have not encountered this. No, this is
Oh,
just a
well,
corpse that
let's
stood
do
up.
then.
Oh, well then I.
Oh, it's just a corpse that stood up,
Then
guys.
it's
Usually
clearly
they're
not the
living and
plague, which is
infected.
also
Fine.
This is
slow
very
green.
new. Things that are dead don't generally become infected and then get back up. It's
Oh, okay.
the living that become infected
I mean,
and then
how
become
are we
plague.
to-
So biological threat analysis.
It's a dead corpse with an unknown energy signature.
It's not the plague.
Unknown energy signature. You have nothing on file, nothing has
Okay.
been ever has found anything like this. This is new.
Seconds energy.
I don't have that character right now.
Check your
Oh yeah, I can do that thing.
Yeah.
All right, well let's try it.
See what it is. Maybe it'll give you a little boost.
Let's have some initiative, shall we, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, for the game.
That's not super good.
Nope, that's terrible.
Still a 19. I'm not gonna complain.
I got 10. I got
20.
a rock.
Oh, to offer some of the people at home, because I'm seeing a big difference, the brief explanation. Usually when you're dealing with like military warships or submarines, they're like in the event where we have to scuttle it, every single bit of information is destroyed before that happens so that the enemy can't come upon your files, your previous records, passcodes. So there's nothing on any computer banks here because a captain would delete them all first because he's not a moron.
Gotcha.
Got it?
Especially if you're.
I don't know. It
crashing
sounded
into
like he
enemy
crashed the
territory.
ship, so
Right?
there's a chance it's there.
Just good business.
It is. Okay, cool.
Never give the enemy stuff that works.
Accidentally crashing into a planet is never instantaneous.
Right.
That's a good point.
What do we have for
purposefully
initiatives?
crashing into
20.
a planet?
20
Also never instantaneous.
for Chimera Blaze. Valkyrie always goes first, unless she doesn't want to. What else do we have for initiative scores?
19.
19 for Talon and Rex.
This many.
Solid 10. Same as me, Rex. Same as me.
Solid 10, same as Tom. Ladies, gentlemen,
15% more handsome.
other.
All right.
Tom's not right home right now. I'm gonna take a message. So unless you do not wish to go first, you will be first. Valkyrie Strong.
Okay, all right, fantastic. So, using my super speed to strip. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good. You're good. You can go now.
Okay, I'm just so curious what through your mind.
Yeah, I'm a little curious
Using
too.
your super speed to strip. I just.
Like Wonder Woman.
Spins
Spins around really fast, all the clothes fly everywhere.
Yeah.
Now there's a
Totally
Wonder
not what I
Woman.
saw.
See, this
No,
that
me
would be
either,
so
but that was
useful
definitely
for my
the
burlesque
PG
career,
version.
but you
It
know,
was.
as it happens.
I'm just assuming that Andy James wears a Wonder Woman outfit underneath her regular clothes.
It's a
Wonder
wondersy.
Woman boy shorts, okay?
Didn't I say that?
Shit outfit. You got little.
So what shall we do, Miss?
But
Valkyrie Strong?
Aquaman spanks. I don't get it.
Aquaman thinks what?
Fish.
Cod.
That's amore.
Sorry. Okay, I'm focused. I'm focused. Let's see. Well, I'm clearly going to headshot with my pistol. Because why the fuck not?
Give me a shooting test. Give me 3 if you want to make 3 shooting tests.
Just for the hell of it.
It's up. You don't have to make all 3 if you don't
I
want
mean,
to.
Just
Not
a
required
knee-jerk
to.
reaction, shoot from the hip, boom, boom, right? All right. Well.
Wow.
You know, you
All
can just
right.
stop right there.
Stop right there. That's a
2
critical
ones.
success.
Yeah.
Very calmly and casually. Fast after
She
spied
just Indiana
rockets.
Jones the whip guy, didn't she?
Didn't
She
even
did. Sword
look.
guy.
Didn't even look. Just shot this poor corpse right in the head. And the head just, it's a skull with an old naval helmet on it. It explodes horribly. The rounds in that pistol are designed for much nastier, uglier things than just a human skull. Just thousands of shards scattered around, and just
I still
crumbles.
want to know what the glowing stuff is.
And as it crumples, that glowing flies across the room, hits another corpse, and it starts to stand up.
Okay, you made the Lochnar
Anybody
joke,
have a
but
Necronomicon? Like, we need to.
do we see anything else glowing green anywhere in the room?
No.
Okay.
Chat fought over the Lochner for a minute, just so you know.
Oh, they did? Good. I know what a Lochnar is. It's my Lochnar.
That's what they said.
Oh, really? We don't have chat, so that's. I love that
Yeah,
movie.
it's
Chat,
some
I
reason
miss you.
it's not loading properly. It's all right. We can get by without it.
We don't have chat, but chat has us.
Yes, that's true.
Thank you, chat.
They can't see what you're saying, guys. Sorry, not today. Well, it's not working at the moment.
I can until my battery dies.
Use silent
except for the next
communication.
20 minutes or so.
Okay, so we
You
need.
still had 2 more remaining attacks after you shot that one, so I don't want to rob you of a turn.
Right.
by only giving you the one.
Shoot the green streak.
Shoot.
The fight is over.
Okay, I have
The fight is
athletics and acrobatics. Like, what is the likelihood that I can trap this green thing in a jar?
Like
You
a
could give it a
spider.
shot. You've never tried anything like that before. Why not? Give it a shot.
That's right, I didn't have a childhood trying to trap butterflies.
No, you did not.
Okay,
Valkyrie
well,
Storm did not have a child.
I'm going to snag a specimen jar off of my buddy here, and boink, and I'm going to.
You're going to try and
pounce.
snag a specimen. Okay.
I'm going to try to snag a specimen with my specimen jar. All right. And, all right, I'm going, do you want, oh, there it is, never mind. I mean, I beat it by 5.
By 5, you leap down there, you get that jar, and it just goes right through the jar, through your armor, through your hand.
Nope.
Just right through it. And out the other side.
Oh, through my, it doesn't,
Just
it
right
doesn't
through
start,
it.
like,
You don't even feel it.
You got a hole in your hand.
Like you jump down there, you got that jar right in front of it, just zip, as though you weren't even there.
Neat, it possesses corpses. Cool.
Play dead.
Chimera, you have a 20, you would be next.
Well, alright, since we don't know what's powering it, right? There's no like, shoot here, kill this.
Just
Begin,
kill all the
right?
corpses.
Well, I think I'm gonna cast another spell.
Oh, that's your just go-to now. All right.
Really quickly, I do have knowledge of the plague.
She's like a Christian scientist.
Everything that
Yeah,
you
that-
have
that
encountered
thing that we
before,
tell her
I
not to use all the
mentioned that you have
time.
encountered
Twice
before,
in a
and
row.
if it's new,
I
then
think
it's
as
new.
much, I just, you know.
No,
As a
do
healer.
it.
This has
do it.
been a lot of new
This is how you
experience.
gotta handle it.
I want to hear the haiku.
Jesus Christ, take care of your notifications, dude. What is wrong with you?
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Christian. What the?
Why? Those people are talking to me.
I'm sure they're
So
not.
is there any magic here? My magic sight that I
There is
have?
definitely no magic here.
Definitely no magic.
Nothing that
Which
you would
leads me-
identify as sorcery.
Right, so that leads me to believe that it's not necromancy. Correct? Does that logically track?
There's no Mancy. There's necro.
That would definitely fall into the magic
Right,
category.
okay, so then actually the spell I wrote won't work.
You are most certainly the most magical creature around right now.
Aw. Wait.
I'm sorry, we're following like a laser pointer spirit raising around, right? Like that's basically what's happening.
But it just went straight through you. But it doesn't go straight through the dead body.
Like Korean.
Yeah. So what do you do?
I don't know.
You have to
Okay.
become like them.
I mean, I guess I'll defer because I don't know what to do and I don't want to waste everyone's time. So I'll hold my action.
All right, 19 is Talon next.
Ooh, that's me.
Can you write a spell to reveal the source?
Tom,
Yes, Mr. Jackson.
you seen Ghostbusters?
Yes, Mr. Jackson.
Loot box.
Loot box, Mr. Jackson. What would you like in the loot box, Mr. Jackson?
You've seen Ghostbusters?
Ah, yes.
It's a Twinkie? No.
No, it's a Twinkie the size of.
That's a big Twinkie.
No, man, proton packs.
Proton packs.
I like it.
With an S?
And
Yeah, multiple?
it's got Ghostbusters.
Because we gotta cross the streams.
Right, and somebody's gotta work the trap.
We were at a party.
I can work the trap, or you want to work the trap?
All right,
No, you work
a
the
loot
trap.
box is Talon's turn, which puts us to both
Stronger.
people at
The
10s.
gun.
Rex Patriot, you will go first.
Have a proton pack?
You can pluck a proton pack out of that there box. Strap one on yourself if so choose.
Well, alliteration aside, I think the first thing I'm gonna do, on account of I got these many attacks potentially, is I'm gonna use 2 meta points,
Ooh!
and I am going to start destroying dead bodies. So, I'm gonna put the proton pack on though because it's really cool. It's just like, you can't get around that.
Yeah.
All right, I feel like myself now. So, cool. All right, I beat it by 1.
Still beats it.
Okay. And I beat that one by 11.
2.
Okay, now at the -1 point. So negative, so 16, 15. Yep, beat that by 9.
That's 3.
14. Beat that by 3.
4.
13.
It's here.
Beat that by 3.
Leo did it.
Yay!
We
Beat it by 3.
Okay.
So
By 5.
13. Beat that by 8, 5.
That's 6.
Okay. All right. 12. Whoops. Yeah, beat that by. That is a 1, right? Yep. So.
That's 7.
Yeah, beat that by 8. 11. Nope.
All right, so 7 corpses are completely obliterated across the floor. That leaves a total of 4 corpses that have not been completely obliterated by either Brony or previous actions.
Well, I was holding my action, so upon seeing him do that, I think that's quite a good idea. And I would also like to destroy corpses before we start this next round.
Tell me how you're doing it.
Because we all can't
Tell me how you're
shoot.
doing it.
Well, hold on, because we all can't shoot the protons, right, until we all have the top of the round. Is that
You gotta
correct?
put them on first, too.
Right. Okay. So I will put it on. Yeah.
We'll put
Done.
on a proton pack.
And then I will also destroy, for which I would like to use my expert martial arts. I
Oh,
will
you
get
are going
that.
to beat a corpse to death. An already dead person broken into more broken. You can't really do more rosy than that, can you?
Yeah, that's about how that's how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Corpse killer.
Well, that will be a fighting check.
Fighting check.
See, you get fantastic. You'd know that if you were a gamer.
You did use the 2 meta points, correct? Correct.
She has adjusted it. Leo's on it.
Oh, that's a no. I don't.
You know, you've beaten up a lot of people before, but this is your first time beating up a corpse, and you're just not really sure how to go about it.
I think I figured out the problem.
I imagine it like I start to go in, and then there's like a no, can't do it. Because it's like I imagine it's a little like greasy. You know, like why is it slimy? It shouldn't be slimy.
Okay, never mind.
I'd be a little worried
That's
if it
what she
wasn't.
said.
All right.
Whoa!
There are still 4 remaining corpses. One of the 4 has been filled with the green light, stands to its feet, and fires a rifle, spinning standard ammunition and an assault rifle that enable personnel to carry each. All of you know is actually completely incapable of going through any of your exosuits at all under any conditions.
Oh,
But he
so
doesn't
it's a
care
stupid
because
deal.
zombie.
But man, does he spray the crap out of your armor. I mean, if you weren't wearing armor, he would have shot you good.
I like it.
Ow.
That puts us back to the top
Oh wait, I'll pretend.
of Valkyrie goes first.
Go.
Ray.
Ego.
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Yep.
The fact that each
So
of us is
I'm
wearing
putting on my
unlicensed nuclear
proton pack
accelerator on his back.
and all right.
Strapped on the proton pack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Do I need to roll shooting for this, or is
Yeah.
that?
Kinda.
But do we all? Are we all joining
Well,
in?
I think
Valkyrie's
we should.
Valkyrie, Chimera, and Talon could all make. Well, everyone, in fact, could
Yeah.
make a roll with it.
Let's do it.
And then Brony kicks the trap.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna do the trap.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Then you just have to go after Brony.
That's fine.
All right,
I
so
hold
I've got
my
3
action.
shooters.
Trap.
Okay.
And then 1 kicking the trap.
I rolled
Okay,
2.
yeah,
Yeah.
Critical
beat it by
failure.
9.
Success.
Okay.
And I got a 9.
What do
So
I
I
have to
did
roll
very
for
well.
the trap?
Oh, we're gonna get to you. That's perfect. I love that. What have we got over there?
Beat it by 9.
It's not my night, guys.
You hit
I
this
can leave the table.
corpse filled with green light, and as you're hitting it, yours is the shot that really gets it. It's almost like
Did
a
you roll
rope
before it
on
was
the
your
end of
turn?
this gun, pulling this green stuff, whatever it is, out
turns.
of the corpse. And it's pulled in, and you guys get it just right, and the Chimera overkicks the trap, and it
God
goes
damn
sliding
it.
past to the other side.
So now we're playing hacky sack with the trap.
Can I try again?
Does anybody
Do you have more than one attack?
No.
I do.
So do I.
I'll just yank it back when she overkicks it.
Your turn. Give it a shot.
I have 2 attacks as well, but I'm
Fighting, athletics,
Give me an athletics for this.
8. So I beat it by 8.
You pull it back with your foot, gets it into place, and then just like that really strange movie from the 1980s, into the trap, smoke's coming out of it. shakes, and then it goes still.
What we have here is a Class 3 free roaming vapor.
That's from the movie Ghostbusters.
I know it's
That's what I got the idea from these proton packs for.
Really glad he went with the first one.
Can we leave it here or take it with us?
You want
we-
to take everything with you.
In the aftermath of this, you can see where that first rocket that missed you hit the bulkhead across from you, and there's the cavern just seems to continue. It's almost lined up from where you came in.
This is like the
That's cool.
Transformers.
Can we
shot.
see the hole through which the ship entered?
No.
No? Damn it.
Did it cave in behind?
That's all collapsed
Can we-
in.
He
can
seems
we
like he
get-
can throw
we
really
get it?
far on account of he's a Mary Sue. So like we could have him just whoosh get the.
I don't know what that is.
I know you don't. That's
But
fine.
it sounds like a gender thing.
No. No, it's a Will Wheaton thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was on Star Trek: The Next Generation and in Tin Soldiers. He was shot with a machine gun in that film. It was my favorite part.
I want to be mad, but the Tin Soldiers reference just makes me too happy. All right, buddy. All right.
We were supposed to believe he was Italian.
So you have a Ghostbusters trap with.
I'm gonna
Proton
keep.
packs.
I'm gonna keep it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it in case we need to release a ghost at any point.
Right.
If the hotel manager doesn't pay us, like that movie from the '80s,
Right.
And we're,
Hotel.
James, we were pretty sure that this was not the plague. Like nothing on, like our sensors
If
show
it
the
is, it's
plague.
something entirely new.
I wonder if we could eat the planet plague.
Are you
If the
going to
ghost can,
let it?
what if the ghost can possess the dead planet?
I mean, that would be kind of cool.
That'd be cool. A ghost planet.
I'm not really sure that's exactly what you guys are going for.
No, but like later after.
So once we kill the planet, we can bring it back to life
That's what I'm
by
saying.
having it be ghost possessed.
Oh, we're making a creation myth for a planet. This will be
I
great.
love it. Let's
And
do
we
it.
released Gaia into the core of the dead world. Oh yeah.
So we keep going down the tunnel.
And then we have like a blue.
You follow the cavern on the
Dude,
other
I
side
know.
of the cargo bay of the ship. This
Gordon
leads into
Bullet-
a larger
Gordon
cavern.
Nyborg.
The floor is almost a meter deep in that green fluid from before. Yeah.
The actual plague fluid.
Yeah. There's scattered little islands, rocks that kind of are
Right,
taller
okay.
than
And we're jumping from rock to rock.
Oh, it's a platforming level.
This
This
is
is
really
great.
not enough rocks to do that with.
I have jets.
There's really not enough rocks to do that with.
There's only one rock.
They're
every
really
over 50
spread out,
meters.
and the problem is, once you put on a 700-pound exosuit, they just don't really hold you up anymore.
50 meters.
Again, when you put
Mine-
on a
The
700-pound
rock
exosuit,
doesn't hold you up.
the
I
rock
see.
doesn't really
the
hold you
rock,
up anymore.
the rock.
It's
I'm
because
sorry.
you're so heavy.
So walking
She's not
through it is
heavy.
reasonable.
She's my
but
sister.
walking through it is reasonable, slows you down a tiny bit, but doing the jump to jump just ends up with face plants.
This is humorous. From an outside viewpoint.
Don't we have jump jets?
We do have jump jets. I feel like we should do them.
We need to
Can we point the jump jets at the thing and like
Oh,
Moses
and then
it?
Moses it.
Yeah.
But with the readouts, you can the meter just does not block a
Yeah,
line
and it
of
doesn't
sight
hurt
to you.
us,
You can-
right? Yeah.
It's not like you're going to walk forward and suddenly have a drop off come out of nowhere in front of you because you can see plainly that it is only a meter deep there. But as you get further into the cavern, you do get to a point where there is a large, clearly visible drop off in the middle, just a hole that goes down.
Is it making
Is that the
noise?
source of the goo? Probably. Can we see currents in the goo coming up? From the-
Oh yeah, you can
That's
see currents in the
Ghostbusters
goo.
2.
And as you see those currents in the goo,
Oh,
a dozen really long, sinuous appendages come shooting out of this green, horrible goo.
Currents
Yes.
in the goo.
Oh no, it's Zoidberg.
So before we do an initiative on this
These
one,
look like they were
I am
created
going
by
to
a
melt you down.
racist.
Oh, yeah, well, then melt
You're going to melt down for this
Okay,
before we roll
alright.
initiative.
Oh.
So before anybody rolls an initiative,
Pesquetios?
I'm going to start on this side, and you should just switch this way for yours. Talon will go this way.
Okay.
There, I was actually going to kind of rotate him around.
Oh,
Hang on one
you
second.
just told us to trade
I'm
them,
sorry,
so-
my fault. I was just
I
doing
just did what
yours.
you told me.
You're switched, then I'm just going to go with the next one. You're actually going to go to right there. And then
that leaves
It is a
these
joy
two.
to have you inside me.
Oh wait.
Thank you.
You get Chimera and Valkyrie Storm goes to Brony Robinson.
Bloody hell.
And then we will do initiative. Which you don't roll because Valkyrie Storm always goes first.
Why are you so slow?
Oh, I forgot.
But now you're gonna have to roll.
God damn it.
And whatever you roll, he's gonna get stuck with after this round.
Oh, I'm
because-
in Avatar. I'm fine.
What is that? What
That's
is
a
that?
1.
That's a 1. I'm so sorry. 9.
11. I
Is
got a
that
plus
me?
2.
Oh, you got a +2?
Oh no, that's you.
I'm you.
Oh,
Who
yeah,
are
not
you?
me.
Are you me?
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
Chimera Blaze.
Chimera, what'd you get for Chimera's one?
9.
9 for Chimera's. What do you have for Rex for your initiative?
Oh, I'm still in full Avatar, so I still got a 21.
Just for my purposes, I'm recording it as Rex, so I don't screw them up. And that you are first, and that leaves Talon Broadsword. What do you have for an initiative there?
28.
28.
I rolled well for you this time.
Thanks.
You are first, Valkyrie Storm.
Right. Well, first thing I do is thank you, love. My head is very large.
If your hair wasn't so
You just have to
perfect,
talk
I'd
like
give
this.
you this. But I want you to keep your perfect hair.
My
It's beautiful. It's perfect.
All right. So what I would like to do is I like to look at all the bits going around, find the dead center of them.
Down in the pit.
Hammer of the gods.
shit.
All right, full round
That's-
action to bring the Hammer of Gods into position. That is Valkyrie Storm's turn.
I just realized I
Talon.
have no armor and no.
Oh.
Yes, you are not. So you are particularly vulnerable
I just
right now.
realized.
You are not
I-
Crash Jackson inside that
And
avatar.
I can't do accents, so I apologize. But they have no
It's not stopping me.
No.
You still have your exosuit.
We brought it with us?
No, you're just the person, the
Oh,
physical.
that's right.
So you're technically still in the same exosuit.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, sorry.
You just don't have all the weapons attached to it. Or the jump jets.
So all of the extra.
Basically, you have
bits-
armor and targeting computers.
Okay, but I've got my assault blade. We kept that. You kept that.
I kept that, yeah. So you've got like the
And
gauntlets.
this
guns.
rifle was not,
we
that's
kept
not
the rifle.
attached. That's an actual carried rifle that he has.
Oh, okay.
So you still carry
But you
that.
said it was right. It's like lots of arms coming out of the hole.
Yes.
Right.
Lots of arms
It's
coming
like
out of the
angry
hole.
spaghettis.
Yes.
Angry spaghettis. Great.
They're well over 100 feet long, ropey, rubbery,
How thick
covered
are
in
they?
suction cup little circles. So at least that. They're pretty stout.
Oh yeah, but that I mean, please, I'm in a big suit of armor with a big blade.
Andy, you said what I said. Okay.
I wanna. Can I do some?
No.
Sentence
nothing.
finishing?
Nothing at all.
Oh my god.
This is
I
the
don't
wrong
know
eye,
this
isn't it?
character.
Is it your right eye or your left eye?
It's left eye.
That means
I
you gotta
wanna
burn
cut
down a
off
house.
as many-
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
I'd like to cut off as many arms as possible.
Well, Talon has 2 attacks.
Does that only mean I get 2 arms? I mean,
Talon
if
has 2 attacks. You could make multiple attacks at higher or more penalties.
I wasn't sure if one swing counts for one arm. How close they are.
They are
together,
not
that's what-
anywhere close enough where you could hit multiple at once.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, maybe if you dive down the hole, swam down there, you might be able to get where they're coming from and then get multiple.
Oh, that
of
does
them.
not sound like a smart idea, though.
Okay. Well, then you're going to have to settle for one at a time.
All right. Okay. That's fine.
Or since you don't have any armor, just shoot at them.
That's true. I don't have any armor. I guess. Okay. Yeah. I'll shoot at
All right,
them.
but his rifle has 2 different options. It can either shoot for 40 or 80 with
Right.
a 3-round burst at a -2 to your shooting tests.
Yeah, except I'm in the middle and I don't want to do the -2.
Okay, so you
because
can
I'm
do the
already
single
rolling
shot
12s.
Select fire makes it single shot.
For sure. That's fine.
Are we out of?
Well, Andy used the 2 meta points, and I thought we only had 2 total.
We did.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sucked those up.
Well, that is a 19, so that's not a
So the
success.
first one is a miss. That is 1 attack. You have
All
a
right.
second attack. Nice rolls today.
Thank you.
And a 20.
Oh god.
The using talent's just not the same.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just not the same.
Oops.
Valkyrie.
Was that Canadian
Yeah.
for oops?
Yeah.
Oops.
Crash/Rex.
Oh, Rex. I'm gonna begin the process of activating the shoulder-mounted rotary rocket system. That way, when Brony jumps back into his body, he has no control over what he's doing that round. He's just like, I have to shoot rockets.
All right.
I essentially have
Great.
universal
I'm
incompetence.
trolling
I can't
Brony
control
this
anyone.
round. That's
You
my-
are trolling Brony this round. Nice. And that leaves it to the
Wonderful.
person in the body of Chimera
I
Blaze.
would love to do a biological threat analysis, just in case shooting it with the hammer of the gods makes it stronger.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Your biological threat analysis will allow everyone to make called shots to deal double damage, just like it says
Yep.
there. But the called shots will have to hit the main body, which is 100 feet down the hole.
Okay.
Sorry.
Now it's gonna double
Let's not have
damage.
anyone die before the final boss fight. Brony already has won, but hashtag Rosie buff, hashtag Andy buff, hashtag Crash buff.
Thank you, Chad.
Yeah.
Wait, so with
You
bullet
inverted
time
my
and
look.
my 3 attacks, do I then get 15 attacks? Just
Oh.
out of
Keep
curiosity.
in mind, the bullet time is a 1-for-1 basis. So, like, you have, how many do you already have on there just for being Andy James? What does Andy James already have? Just
5
base.
extra actions.
5 extra actions. See, the bullet time works the same way. They're actions. Not necessarily attacks. If you used it all, that 5 bullet time could be 5 attacks, but that
Okay,
would be
so then
all
it'll be
you would
like-
use it for.
Okay.
Or you could do it to run.
I'm just
For 5 times, or you
so
could do
it's
it to-
additive, not a
Don't trust Tom. His humor is dry because he was left in the crock pot for too long without basting. Hashtag hack attack.
Yay,
Oh,
badge.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love
So
you,
who
Brad.
forgot to baste Tom?
I'm not gonna, no, and no. Just preemptively gonna put that out there. No. Okay?
I'll do it.
You
What
can
is
butter
it?
my ball, buddy.
Do you
You're
want me to
just
be?
gonna cover Tom in sauce.
You want to see what
Well
pops up when I get hot?
He's a hologram. It wouldn't stick.
What about a hollandaise?
Hollandaise for holograms.
Holidays for holograms.
I don't understand.
I know you don't.
Some hashtag meta point for our cast.
Thank you so much.
You're very kind.
We love them.
Are you pulling up the apology lemon because you're expecting an apology? Because it's not coming.
Wait a
Or is he
second.
about to? Or is he
If
about
it's
to have to
holidays-
apologize to everyone for what
holidays.
he's about to do to
Does
us?
that make him a Tom
Holidays
Benedict?
for the
He might be
holidays.
preemptively
The Tom Hanks Benedict
apologizing.
Donald?
He might be preemptively apologizing.
Yeah.
You shoot that hammer of the gods right now.
Are we still talking about basting Tom?
I'm
What
sorry, my dear. I will be doing something before that.
No immigrant song for us.
Remember when I was like, James is trying to kill us? And everyone was like, no, he's not.
3,
Hammer
5, 6, 7.
I come from the land of the slime.
2 of the very large suction cup and taloned tentacles grab Chimera Blaze,
Oh, no.
and 2 of them grab Talon Broadsword.
Oh, come on.
This is the best hug I've had in a while, though. So
That is 40 damage as you are grabbed and crushed and pulled towards the pit.
They
Okay.
squeezed and pulled and hurt your
So
neck in
exosuit
1988.
health
40 will let
is
you.
Got it.
minus 40.
Minus the armor value.
Right,
Oh.
but he. Well, the 40 I get, he can't use.
No.
Correct? Okay.
You just take the damage.
Take
Okay.
the damage, so he's going to take 10 of it.
Right, no, I know.
But that will go to this before it goes to him.
Right.
Remember, your exosuit takes the damage before you take the damage.
All right, so minus 40, but that's also including
Reduced by the armor. So if you have armor,
Okay, so minus
whatever your
10.
armor value, yeah.
right.
These are not particularly damaging strikes when you're in a lot of armor, but if you get your armor worn down to nothing, it'll be pretty bad.
You know, we
very
took all
fast.
your armor off.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
Oh, yeah.
taking all 40 of it.
Yep. So that's all straight to the body of the armor on it.
Awesome.
Which still has 160 left in it. And those are its actions, which you can go ahead and swap your avatars back to their proper place.
Right.
But initiative was attached to the avatar, so
Oh, so I get to shoot the hammer of the god.
you have the hammer of God.
And he
now,
gets the
then
multi-rocket launcher.
Yeah.
to use it, you're gonna
Smells
have
like
to
shame
jump
in here.
into the hole in the liquid and try and shoot it while in that liquid.
You do have jump jets now.
That
You
is
don't.
true.
No, you have
No,
the jump jets.
I always
She always
shoot.
does.
Oh, great.
She
Okay.
has
So can
It
I
is
cover
feasible.
my ass over with my and just shoot
The only
myself
problem
into
is
the ceiling?
if you read the Hammer of the Gods, you can't move when you have it engaged, so you're kind of stuck. Unless somebody pulls that out of the hole, you can't shoot it.
So, goddamn. And I can't like point it at the ground where I'm pretty.
It's
fairly
kind of
certain it
designed
is
so
and
that you
just-
don't do that and kill yourself.
I'm willing to take that chance.
It's kind of designed so you don't do that and kill yourself. So no, it
But
doesn't
if I'm
really
right
work.
up at the edge of the hole, surely I.
Again, it doesn't really work. You can't get enough angle. You
I did specifically say I
It would
targeted
be
the center of the hole.
for this.
and he
Imagine,
agreed.
imagine this is the hole. You would
Yeah.
be pointed here.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm-
so
you couldn't
if I
point
climb
like this.
up the wall,
I would like to just point out that who was in your avatar?
Hold your action, and someone will jump jet you over.
Who was in the avatar?
I was.
Okay, so you wouldn't have known that because
I
you're in
wouldn't
full
have known that.
pilot,
Correct.
Okay, so
which makes his complete
if-
cock block of you funny.
So can our combined jump jets kind of make a,
When it's in place, the Hammer God that you cannot move.
But can someone move her?
That's what I'm saying.
If they do, the results would again be fairly catastrophic. There's a reason she doesn't move. Because when that weapon fires, if she's capable of moving, she'll move.
So are you
Really
telling
far.
me I'm going to have to waste an entire during this round taking it
You'll
back?
have to take it up with the person who was piloting you last. I am sorry, my dear.
Okay, so I'm going to defer action and I'll
She
go
powered
better.
up all last round. What happens if she doesn't shoot this round?
All right,
Nothing.
fine. You know what? Do it, because I got an idea.
Okay, I'm going to defer action. Y'all pull this sucker out of that hole
Great talent.
so I can blast
This
it.
thing's got me by the face. Is that what you
It's
said?
wrapped around you. 2 tentacles are wrapped
Now
around your
blast
body.
in the hole.
Am I not on the ground?
Not on the ground. It is a very uncomfortable place for you to be.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I can't do much.
Can't do much.
You
So-
full pilot or full avatar?
I'm full pilot.
Ah.
So, I guess since it's got a hold of me so good, I'll just make sure I've also got a hold of it real good, and just
You're
fly
wasting
straight
a
up.
hug.
We gotta pull it out of the hole, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You give me an athletics check.
Mm-hmm.
And exactly what is the upper limit to Crash's strength?
Well, he just got hit for 40.
So what's he at currently for maximum lift of tonnage?
That would raise his body to 14. So it starts off. Oh, that's cute. Probably. Let's see. Starts at 5,000. That's 2.5. So probably double that. It's based off of the chart that I had for mass increase.
Okay.
But it would give him 2 extra ranks of super strength. So that goes from 5,000 pounds to 10,000 pounds to 20,000 pounds.
So 20,000 pounds max capacity or 10 tons.
Is that going to be enough?
Give me an athletics
You
check.
bet your ass I'll get that tentacle out of there at the very least. Even if I'm just pulling it up.
I'm gonna hex blast you.
And tell us all what the Hex Blast does.
It makes his roll 4 better.
4 better.
All right, which
Or if you, I just says add plus plural amount for
So it makes his roll 4
character
better.
for the round.
makes my roll 4 better. So that would make my roll 4,
A 4.
which means I beat it by 10.
So that's
in
a critical
full.
success. That ups it 1 more category. So instead of the 20,000 lift, that puts you closer to the 50,000 bracket.
Right.
Which is really, really close to the weight
Oh,
of this
I was
creature.
really hoping that I would.
That's exactly what I was expecting.
I was really hoping. I
He's
would send it
physically
over.
pulling this thing out, and as the tentacles, it goes for
It's
almost 100 feet. So he flies to the roof of the cavern and then is flying backwards. And then it kind of stops, like what you're pulling into this hole is too big to fit into said hole. Yes, I'm doing this on purpose to you two.
Well, if it squeezes me again, I'll pull harder.
Yes. Explode. Also did that on purpose.
Also, if these tentacles are rubbed with anything at the end, we're done.
Payback. See, you're not the only ones that can do all dirty jokes.
But I mean, it is out now. You could do your
Well,
thing.
It's
Is
not
it
out,
It's
just
not.
just the
It's
tip.
Just the tip. Most.
Yes. And as the albino massive body comes out of said hole, it is rather torn and ripped and bloody and graphic.
Flashbacks.
Yes, passing through was just not an
Wait,
option
you
for
say
it.
it's got holes in it and rips in it now?
It was kind of a little too big for the
Yeah, but
chasm
no,
as
but
we
it
pulled
has
through.
been damaged.
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent.
I tried
Right.
to
And
pull
you're
out
not
his
sure
arms
if
out.
it's just the tip, as Bronya says, been pulled out, or if half of it is out, a third of it. But there is a very large mass of flesh that has been pulled free.
Oh.
And the
So-
smell is horrible.
That's only to be expected.
It smells worse than everything else down here, though, which is saying a lot.
And by pulling it out, you can see that not better than the dozen you have, there's actually about 50 of these massive tentacles
Fucking great.
total.
Okay, so did you want an action before I hop in
Oh,
here with my hammer?
No, like you go ahead and just crush Evo's head.
Okay. I mean, how badly should I could burn a meta point here, but although my shooting is 18, so
It is up to you.
all right. Well, fucking. Oh, great! Fucking great.
Beat it by 10.
Beat it by 10. It's double damage. Nice
That's a
job.
double damage hit, which is how much damage does that Hammer of the Gods do?
150.
So a 300 damage.
Good night, everybody. That's been Metaverse.
Hits the side of this albino creature, tears through completely through the other side, hits the cavern wall, blows a big chunk out of the cavern wall.
And now we have.
So
two
just the tip
cats.
emerged, and you gave it a good pounding.
Yes.
And put an extra hole in
He
it.
gave it a burning sensation, or she gave it a burning
So
sensation.
really, what I'm hearing is I just.
You
gave
ripped it a
piercing.
new one.
Yes.
as
I
they
gave it a
You
piercing.
ripped it a new one, as the
It's got
saying
a,
goes.
it's got a Prince Albert now.
It does.
Yeah,
That's actually an
and
Apodravia, but that's beside.
Ah.
it is horribly graphic.
Why do I know that?
Chunks of flesh explode from the impact site.
If this were a movie, most everything would be pixelated at this moment.
Yes.
Yes.
In Japan, anyway.
It's terrible.
Unless you hook your VCR up backwards, and then it's a whole different show.
Wait,
I
really?
did not use a meta point. Sorry.
You did not use a meta
I did
point.
not
right
use a
there.
meta
You
point.
didn't. Good. Good. Don't use them. They're bad.
And it just kind of sits motionless. The tentacles have lost their grip on the both of you after
It drops me.
just drops you.
It's spent.
Oh, that was awesome.
You're welcome.
Did any green goo get in my hair?
Was that a good hug for you then?
No, that was a fighting hug.
That was a fight.
Mr.
It's
Jackson,
the dirtiest thing.
I
Somehow.
believe the route to the map is down there.
Okay.
So now we've got to pull it out completely, or else like.
I believe Mr. Jackson can handle this on his own. The rest of you should proceed further towards the core of the planet. You are getting very, very close. Your intrusions have not gone unnoticed. At this time, every life form on this planet that is infected with the plague is making its way here.
Oh, we are gonna die so much.
Does that mean the planet is sentient?
I believe so. You cannot let them stop
Okay,
you.
so we have to kill
It is
Claw
time to
and
save
then
this
resurrect
metaverse.
it with a ghost. So
It's time to save all of these metaverses.
Guys, good luck. I promise to get the map.
And it's time to make Rhodes very, very, very upset.
I don't know who he is.
Country roads, take me home.
He is persistent.
Like Rhodes Island.
Wait, is
Crash.
he here?
Not yet.
No, Crash.
great, yeah.
So, remember,
Is he a pilot or is he the ticket guy?
he's the ticket guy. Remember we met Zenda, is that his name?
Yeah, do you know that those tickets just go with you wherever you go? If you go to a different metaverse, you still always have one? See?
Rat, okay.
What do those tickets do? Just
I don't
curious.
know.
All right. What did they
Wait,
say?
okay, so the tickets follow you, but the itty bitty wasps don't. The little micro Z.
Right. Well, it's special to her. She's super evil. It's fine. I mean, she's not.
She's super.
She's actually real nice, but probably will kill all of us. It's no big deal. I'm terrified of her. It's
Right,
fine.
okay. So another question for another day.
Right,
let's,
okay.
let's
Her
see.
avatar is very dangerous.
I see.
Her avatar is unstoppable and can mimic any superpower ever.
Is that not? Oh.
Siler. No.
Right.
Worse.
Oh.
Also a robot.
Season 2, Siler.
No, because she's also a robot.
No, I didn't mean
Right.
in terms
So
of.
are we
I just
going
meant
to
worse.
Oh,
save
yeah.
this? Are we going to save this metaverse?
So,
Good Siler.
Are we gonna have group hug goodbye?
Goodler.
Okay.
Group hug goodbye.
Group hug.
Group hug goodbye with beautiful swelling of music in the movie version of this.
Oh yeah.
Close up shots.
And
I'm
then
actually humming the theme to Jurassic
Thank
Park.
you.
as we go.
I've seen enough beautiful swelling today. Thanks. All right, what's
Copyright.
Yep.
Okay.
But it was so nice to meet you, and I'll see you later.
Mhm.
And they're newer than you, so you help them.
Well, I'll try. Today's not. I mean, I'm kind of off today, but I'll try.
And be careful with your magic, because it breaks metaverses sometimes.
It does what?
When you break the rules of a metaverse, ticket guy comes.
Right. I should have a lot of tickets then.
No, we're keeping him busy.
Right. I mean, I should from previous.
Was Brody Robbins socially grooming me just now?
He was, but I think it's a good sign for your relationship.
Okay, cool. I think we're gonna be best friends.
I think you are too. I love you. Bye.
Do you realise we can hear them? Like even when they're whispering, it's just like
Yeah, it's
right,
mental
right,
communication.
Communication.
Yes.
It's just like cast a
It is
spell
mental
and you
communication.
just- all right, cool.
Let me know what song you guys want to hear when you're fighting for the life of the planet, and I'll hum it for you. Bye.
Guy Stone, man on the ground here with a hashtag newsflash. Armed with tentacles, Chef Crash hauls massive calamari out for Chef Andy to carve. Joe's Diner charity calamari feed for plague research is this evening. Back to you in the studio, Jay.
Oh, that's great.
Well done.
got a
And
newsflash?
I have a newsflash. Newsflash. Denver, Colorado. An unidentified man robbed a bank. Surveillance footage shows the man briefly stopping at the entrance to the bank and speaking some words before every occupant fell asleep on the spot. Authorities are baffled.
What? Who put people to sleep? Okay, well, I guess we didn't hear that though.
Tucker
Yeah,
Carlson?
All right. Okay. Wonderful. So
Crash Jackson has jumped down the hole into the goo.
Crash, you go down to hole.
I was waiting for that one.
Oh, piece of candy.
right. So my
We're tiny,
intrepid
we're
two.
tuning, we're on
We
this
shall continue into the call. Be prepared because we will likely run into adversaries.
Right.
You continue on further into the cavern, and it opens into the largest cavern that you have entered yet. Just expansive. So far that even your
Am I
exosuit
supposed to be
sensors.
impressed that it's big?
I don't know, that's a personal thing. It's so large that even your exosuit sensors cannot find the exact dimensions of this cavern.
Okay.
There's huge walkways, almost tube-like in nature, that go through everything.
Do they look old or new?
They're like natural.
Natural.
Because
Do
the
they look like
Undertaker was
lava
that
worm
old,
shaped
old,
again?
They're
Shaped.
significantly smaller around than those lava worms.
How big around were the lava worms again?
Oh, like 100 feet.
How big
maybe?
around were the tentacles?
Maybe 8 inches, 10 inches.
What's that?
Diameter.
Okay.
I'm just wondering because the last room we went to had all the old, clearly post-civilization. Is this post-civilization walkway tube or is this like...
They look almost natural.
Okay.
I mean, it's
So lava
strange.
tubes.
Lava, okay.
Lava.
Lava.
They intersect at various points. There's a distant green glow somewhere further on that's kind of providing a little bit of soft light.
Mm-hmm.
There are numerous very large insect-like creatures crawling along the tubes. everywhere, each carrying a faint green glow about them as well. And a very slow, rhythmic, deep beating sounds in the cavern about every 2 or 3 minutes. And every time it does, there's like traces of green that shimmer all along those walkways.
Do they shimmer from, does it look like they shimmer from a source outward?
Yes, towards this direction, from
Okay.
that green beyond.
Question.
Okay.
Have they
Gigantic heart.
noticed us yet?
We'll get to that. Mr. Jackson. Swimming in the green goo is extremely unsettling. But thankfully, it's not long until you find your way into a clear carved stone chambers. There's carvings and strange symbols all over the walls, floor, and ceiling here, and a massive archway marks the only exit from the room.
Carving?
Beyond the archway is a large circular room. In its center is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. Thousands upon thousands of points of light swirl in a rainbow hue of colors, rising like a projection from the center of the room and nearly filling it.
Nanowasp.
They spin about each other, all varied colors of light, some appearing and disappearing seemingly at random intervals. Along with the dazzling light show, you overcome with a sense of peace, a sense of belonging, a sense of rightness. You have images in your mind of Butch, Gatling, Foxman, Harzul, their lives, their thoughts, where they are right now, almost like they're your own. You can feel the metaverse. And then you feel something else, creeping along the edge of it, a darkness, consuming, cold, devouring the light.
Is it the nothing?
I hoped you would return to us, Jackson. You are our ticket out of this place. You will be our bridge to these realms, and we will devour them all.
Great.
Standing before you is an older, rotted, festering talon broadsword. Green light pouring from his eyes and mouth. His exosuit is rent and torn, with unhealed wounds all over his body that leak green fluid.
Ew.
You see him. You know him. In fact, you remember him. You remember him dying. You were there.
I've been in you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks.
These insects don't seem to really be paying any attention to you. They're very drone-like at the moment.
I'm throwing it out
doing
there that we
their
just
gig.
real quiet, like just sneak, just you know, don't try.
Not that. Right.
Right. We just no attention. We just maybe just go on our merry way. Like they'll just keep doing their insect thing.
I mean,
and
we
we'll-
can roll for stealth too. and
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
we just, you know,
it's a good idea.
So what is your plan?
We pretend to be insects.
I mean, I feel like if we don't
Hello, insect
Like-
brethren.
if we don't
Well,
draw
hello,
attention
insect.
to ourselves.
How's the thorax?
I mean,
I got my abdomen done the other day.
Oh, well,
Fabulous.
it does. It's great.
you know, kind of like.
Are those?
I went to the antenna dresser.
Did you get pincer extensions? They're fantastic.
But you know, if we don't draw attention to ourselves, maybe they won't pay attention to us because they clearly have a mission or a thing that they're doing.
So if we walk with purpose, like
Yeah,
we have a mission.
but like you know, we're not making noise, we're not paying, you know, not.
No,
shooting
not-
them.
Not making
We're
small
just-
talk with the
we're
insects.
We're just.
I vote to walk with purpose.
Yeah.
So is that your
But
plan?
stealthily.
But stealth.
With
So explain this to me so
stealthily.
I understand it and so they understand. Because I'm not sure I understand stealthily walking with purpose. That's a hard one
Look
to
like
grasp.
we
Have you ever
also
seen a-
have a job to do.
Have you ever
And
seen a
LinkedIn.
nerd that went to homecoming, like as a joke, dancing? That. You don't want to attract attention, but you kind of want to be seen. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I
we
have-
don't
No,
want to
no,
be
no,
seen. We
no.
don't want to be seen.
You got me there. I'm
Don't
sorry,
wanna be
Annie.
seen.
Okay.
I got nothing.
I'm trying to think of a really good reference. I was really hoping Chat would have one.
I
It's
think
like
we walk
when
with
you're supposed to be working at your job, and as long as you look busy, no one's going to
Yeah.
call you out.
Yeah, you know, like.
It's like when you hold a
So you're
camera.
not really
no-
trying to be stealthy as opposed to just not being noticed.
You just-
There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
difference.
You want the insects to think you've got important
Right,
business to deal
exactly.
You
with.
know, crawl casual.
Right.
Crawling
well,
casually.
Yeah.
All right, give me a roll to crawl casual.
Can
I like this.
acrobatics?
Stealth?
What do you think is appropriate? You tell me what you think is appropriate to crawl casual.
Well,
I think
fighting for some reason because it's a higher stat. Duh. No, probably.
Probably athletics or acrobatics.
I'm using
Or
a meta
battle
point.
tactics.
You just tell me
It's
what
the
you're
same
using.
trick we used to get into bars with
Beat it by
back in
6.
the day.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Look like you belong.
Look like you belong.
Yeah. I used
We
a meta
have
point.
6.
I rolled 6.
That's
against-
excellent.
Yep.
What skill are we using?
You're going to tell me what you're using. And I'll let you know if it's appropriate or not. Anyone of the ones you mentioned are usable.
I want to use
Well,
stealth.
that's great because they're all the same.
You want to use stealth? Okay.
I don't have boating, but I have boasting.
I got a 4.
That's
so
weird.
beat it
What
by
you got over
8.
there, Valkyrie?
Bad.
I got a roll I'm gonna use my +4 on, and
Okay.
it's
With the +4, it becomes
yeah,
a what?
it becomes a 15.
A 15? Out of what? What is your success
18.
number? So it's still a success.
I'm sorry, it's just so difficult for me not to be noticed.
Fair point. Fair point.
I'm over here beating mine by 8 like, yeah, cool, guys. Totally blending in. No one knows I'm here.
Excellent. All right, you
No, I
begin
just
making your
carry
way.
the
and
air of command.
as you're going down some of these tubes, some of the little insect creatures, these ones are like on a direct course. Just, the feelers get within range where they
Right,
detect you and they just go right around you.
Ah.
They treat you just like any of the other like protrusions or rocks as you're moving. There's
God, I know
almost
that feeling.
no response. Yeah, you're completely unnoticed. It's just like high school, huh?
Because all of us went to high school.
Oh no, I was talking to the actor.
I see.
So like all
Yeah, because all of us
So
went to
all
high
of us
school.
went to high school.
I even what's it when they give you the paper and the hat? I did that. It was good.
Graduated.
Love this.
Matriculated.
I believe it's called Job at McDonald's.
That thing.
Paper hat, right?
You are getting close, Miss James. The core of this planet seems to be some kind of living organism. The other infected life forms are likely going to act as some form of antibody and try to prevent you from reaching it. Once you do reach it, it will do everything it can to stop you. Should you manage to kill this planet, I believe the consequences would be catastrophic. I do, however, have a plan and a loot box. Miss James, when you reach the heart of this planet, I suggest you concentrate on doing whatever is necessary to destroy it. Miss Harvin, Mr. Munson, I suggest you use whatever weaponry you can to keep the other creatures at bay while Miss James does her work. I will try to assist Mr. Jackson so that he can reach you in time for me to employ the loot box and extract not only yourselves, but these avatars to a safe location as well. Let us see what Mr. Rhodes has to say about that.
Wait. We're not supposed to destroy the planet, but we're supposed to destroy the planet?
You didn't listen.
We're just gonna keep the stuff off of her back while she does whatever he told her to do.
Right, no, never mind.
I'm supposed to destroy the planet.
I
Or I'm
just-
supposed to at least kill whatever is at its core.
Right, that makes sense.
Yes.
Sorry, I just got...
Hopefully that doesn't kill us along with it. And I think that means that Tom has a plan to extract us. He also has a loot box. I also am suddenly realizing that other than Tom's loot box, all the other loot boxes are with a map somewhere.
I still got the proton pack.
We do still have a proton pack. Maybe we
And I got a trap full of ghosts.
Well,
I
that's
don't
good
know what to
because
do with it.
I'm not afraid of no ghost, so. Anyway, right. So.
Invisible man sleeping in your bed. That's the only part I ever learned.
I am now going to hop back to Mr. Jackson for a moment. So
Are you going to be there long enough for me to pee?
I believe so. Mr. Jackson, let us roll an initiative, shall we?
Against this other Talon?
Yes.
Broadsword
Talon
number-
versus Talon.
So, we meet that game in Falsey Fails time. Nine, 18 plus 6, 24.
Beats my 16.
Yay! On the other hand, I don't know what he's going to do.
That is true.
Wait.
So I'll hold my gun.
Okay.
And I'll see what is he, how close is he to me?
Very, like within speaking range, just a few feet away from you.
Okay. So if I see him, squirm, I'm just gonna pop.
You definitely see him squirm. He's 100% hostile.
He's coming at me, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a little poke in the face.
All right, give me a fighting check.
I know how to fight.
Oh, good.
5.
5 is excellent. My dodge is 6.
So I beat it. I beat my fighting. If I got a 5, I beat it by 9. So.
All right, my dodge is 6. So
I beat it by 3.
3, still enough to hit. What's the unarmed damage for you at the present moment?
My unarmed damage currently is going to be 60.
60 unarmed damage. You wind back and you hit this rotted corpse-like version of Talon with everything you have, and it's like hitting solid steel. It barely gives when you hit him. It's just the slightest. I mean, this must be what it's like when people hit you.
Oh. That's not nice.
Which is what he is going to be doing.
He gets 2 attacks. Remind him. Oh, I'll remind him. I'm gonna hit him again. That's 10, so I still beat it.
Still beat it. Your second shot in the combination. Again, it's just not the impact you're used to when you hit guys.
How far are we from waffle abilities?
Very close. Where are we at now for boost? I believe it was like 40 or 80 before. I saw somebody did a count, but people have bought things since then, so we're getting close.
Noise.
Noise.
I've got
We're 60 away, okay.
I got to beat my attack
Thanks,
by
Pax.
6 for power attack versus you.
And that'll hit me.
All right, that does.
My dodge is 6.
That is a 100 damage knockdown knockback attack.
Ow! 100 damage knockdown attack.
It hits a lot like you do.
Imagine that. Mirror match.
And it will do the exosuit health first.
Oh yes.
Even though you're not in an exosuit?
It goes away. Doesn't have any armor.
The health is left.
How
The
much does
armor
it
plating
do?
is on the outside. She was down to one.
No, how much did you just do?
100.
100. So
It
I'm
has no armor plating on it.
Got it.
She
Right.
pulled
So
all
I'm
the
down
armor
to
plating on it.
I'm down to 60 on that.
Whereas your suits reduce the damage and then apply to the exosuit hit points. His just takes it all.
Takes it all.
He just
He just takes it all. Crash Jackson just
Crash Jackson
takes it
just
all.
takes it all.
Yeah, that was a really hard hit, and then my
Fist
armor.
first.
My armor is about gone, but one more of those and I will have no armor and less health.
We're gonna do one more here before I jump back to them.
Yeah,
So
he's
one more
also
into combat.
he's got second attack also, right?
When he does power attack, it is a full round action.
Oh, nice. Okay, so
That is the biggest and hardest he can hit you, and that took everything.
yeah, that was pretty hard. Well, let's see if he would like, perhaps, to be further away from me. I'm going to ask him if he would enjoy. No, I'm going to grab him and I'm going to throw him as far away from me as I can at the moment.
Make me a fighting roll, please, sir.
Because I don't like getting punched that hard. That hurt. Not nice. Dick bag. 12.
12 will do it. You throw him across the room into the wall, breaking down some of the rock and crumbling it away. He rises slowly to his feet, opens his hand, and a blast of green energy flies forth from it.
Uh-oh.
Who's vibrating?
Sorry, I'm really excited. It was Helen.
It was not me. Wait, where was
And
it?
I've got a 12. I need a 14 for ranged, but your dodge is probably better than 2.
My dodge is 6.
You are just too nimble for the ranged energy blast. And
But
he
it's not a
misses.
power attack, so he'll get his second attack this round.
That is correct. It is listed at ×2 on those.
Oh, son!
That's 2 1s. That will definitely hit.
Damage.
Shit.
The energy blasts are only 30, but they are armor piercing.
Well, they'll be 60 then.
Yes.
Because double damage, and how much armor piercing do they have?
Their armor piercing is 10.
Okay, so they will do 60 minus 30, minus 20 instead of the 30. No, I don't. No armor on that. So 60. So I'm
Yes.
just going to do straight 120. After the first 60, my armor goes away. I have no exosuit anymore. That includes all exosuit weapons with the exception of my sidearms.
Everything has been stripped or ripped away from you in those blasts and in the ensuing fights.
Exosuit gone. And then he hits me for another 60 on top of that.
Correct.
But that gets absorbed by that and that.
Yes,
so
yours.
It'll be okay.
Excellent. I'm gonna skip back over to
Yeah.
these guys. You made your way deep into these chambers, and you can actually see now this giant, like, pulsing core, like a heart, the size of, like, bigger than a football stadium. It's huge, bigger than a
Eats lot of
starship.
sausage. Very large.
So
And
is
it's
it like an
beating,
anatomical heart,
and
or is it like
it's
a-
beating in that same cycle. Every 2 minutes, you felt that vibration. Is this part, and the whole planet moves when it happens. And at that moment, 2 of those worm beasts burst from the ground, and we're gonna have initiative for this group as well.
All right, 2 worm beasts.
The lava worm beasts, you know the big ones? Yeah.
20.
Really, really huge, nasty creatures.
20 for me.
20 for Rex. Valkyrie always goes first.
10 for me.
10 for Chimera. And the worms are also going to be... Oh, no, the worms are at 8, so they're going to go last. Valkyrie Storm will be going first.
I'm riding. Okay. I intend. My intent is to jump with my Sword of the Valkyries out overhead, get in and really just into whatever part of this worm I can. And just-
Between the sections.
Between the segments, yes.
Yeah.
between the segments and just see how long I can hold on. I'm riding.
Nicely done.
All right, and I don't.
Give
think
me a
it's-
fighting and an acrobatics check, would you?
Great, they're the same.
I need you to make both of them.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna burn a meta point.
Oh yeah, meta point burned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All
whoops.
right.
I was piloting with the avatar. That's why I always fuck.
You always.
I'm
You
like-
even looked.
I did too.
All right.
I'm like,
yeah.
he is
I'm
persona.
going to beat that one by 12.
Beat it by 12.
And
That's
I'm
what I
gonna
was the
beat
whole
the other one by 7.
Without hesitation, Valkyrie Storm leaps off of one of these tubes through the air. Like one of those damn hollow vids you watched of her all those times when you were...
Hey! Wait, whoa. I didn't watch no holovids of her. That you
It was
know.
mandatory in training.
Yeah, I watched them.
She is the hero of the Republic.
Yeah.
Flying through the air, she plants this sword blade right in between the armor plates and disappears for just a second as this worm goes out of sight and then shoots up right past you, hanging on to it. Rex, you're at 20, you're next.
Saying yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
All right. Well, since I got my shoulder-mounted rotary rocket system out, but not targeted, I guess I'm gonna take an action to lock on to targets. I'm gonna lock onto the heart. I think.
Locking onto the heart with every available rocket.
Every one of them.
Give me a shooting test.
Oh baby.
Is there anything else other than that in the room for him to shoot at?
There's all kinds of things you could shoot, yes.
Great. I'm giving him my hacksaw.
Give me your hacksaw. Would you like to use your hacksaw? Or Crash's hacksaw.
Define hacksaw for me again.
It will allow you to target more than one enemy with the same attack for no
One
additional
attack,
penalty.
he'll hit every enemy
So,
you can see.
every enemy you can see.
Yes. I'm gonna use it.
So instead, you don't target the heart, you target everything.
I target everything.
Every insect creature, every worm, and the heart.
Yep.
So everything but yourself and these two is
I'm
my
getting-
Pretty
guessing.
much.
I'm
Yeah.
giving him a hex blast. To make
And
his
giving
roll
him a
4
hex
better.
blast
Cool.
to make it 4 better.
Oh, 4 better? Cool.
Yeah.
So
Then I
it's
beat
gonna
it by
be
12.
Beat it by 12. Rockets fire, and in fact, because you're using hacksaw and it is targeting everything. You are now completely out of rockets as the rocket system discharges until it runs out of ammunition. And there are more than 100 explosions that occur in rapid sequence.
And
All
they're all
over the
dead.
place, as hundreds of these creatures are destroyed of the tens of thousands that
He
are there.
goes full Macross.
Cool.
Yes, he goes full Macross and shoots everything with a rocket with 1,000 out of 10,000 is a drop in the bucket.
Richard! All right.
That
No,
mech you
it's
built
not.
yesterday.
It's a 10. 1,000 out of 10,000 is not a drop in the bucket.
Oh, it's a drop in the bucket.
But the heart was also targeted. I want to clean
Yes, the heart was also targeted.
Okay.
Everything got a rocket.
Cool.
Until you ran out of rockets.
Right. And those do 50 in a 20-foot burst.
Yes.
So maybe some extra stuff got hit as well.
There was a lot of significant damage that was done with that. Chimera Blaze, half the room just exploded.
Right. So what am I looking at?
Well, you've got half the room that is exploded. One of these giant worm creatures that
Yep.
is completely unfazed. Another is on a really erratic course trying to dislodge Valkyrie Storm.
As much as I want to give Helen a loot box, these might prove more helpful. Hashtag MetaPoint ×3, hashtag Clarity ×3, and boosted.
Thank
Boosted
you.
abilities, guys! Your boosted ability, your waffle ability is now available.
Tell me you have one more rocket left.
I don't, but I've got a gun full of ammo that also causes 50 damage, and I can target everything again.
Great.
Chimera Blaze.
So how many, other than the 2 worms, what's in the room?
The giant heart, thousands upon thousands of insect creatures, howling
okay.
creatures.
So, and we were
There is no
told-
shortage of targets.
Right, and we were told you are supposed to focus on the thing, and we're supposed
Yep.
to take care of the rest.
You don't necessarily have to follow that recommendation.
No, I'm gonna follow what I was.
You can do whatever you feel is best,
nope.
Miss Harlan.
Nope. I want to do what I did. I assume we're kind of in a row here, right? And they're.
Well,
I mean,
you
you're
two
on
are.
A damn, you're on
She's-
the damn thing. You're
It
in
depends
there.
on the second. She's all over the place.
Right, right.
I have a plan, believe it or not.
No, I know you.
I don't doubt that she has a plan. I'm pretty sure I know what it is,
So I've
and
got
I
lots of
fully
things.
endorse this.
I want to do what I did before, which is call upon mercy and use my plasma beam cannon against my sword to disperse.
To try and hit as many targets
disperse
again
the
as
ray
possible.
and get as many as I can. Because, I mean, we can roll to see if you get hit, but at least I know you're going to be fine. Because it's going to be going out.
Will you give me a sorcery test and a shooting test?
Sorcery to summon?
No, I'm just
Okay.
going to see. This is to enhance the effect, as it were.
So if it's sorcery, but we have a moment of clarity.
You do have 3 moments of clarity.
Sorcery.
I just don't know. Well, because it's going to be 2d12 plus 2 if I don't use the clarity, which seems silly. Especially with how poorly I've been rolling tonight. So I'm going to use a moment of clarity.
All
so that I
right,
can use
using the
my
moment
aids
of
on my
clarity.
sorcery. Because I have a lower sorcery.
Very well done.
That's a 1, so
Yep,
6.
so that's 6. So beat it by 8 there. So we're already
Yep.
beat by 8. Now your shooting test on
And
top of that.
what die would you like for that?
You use the smallest available dice
Okay.
for that shooting test because of your success with Mercy.
So that's 13.
And so that beats your shooting by 3 more. So I am going to rule that you successfully struck 12 targets
Okay.
with that blast, which is going to divide your damage 12 different ways, which is normally
It's 80 damage.
80. So 12 different targets take 80 damage, which is more than enough to vaporize a dozen of those bug-like creatures.
Cool.
A rather spectacular first opening round of combat for you folks as the hordes close in. I'm going to jump back to Crash, but I want to do something really weird. I'm going to do something that I'm not sure you've ever done in a Metaverse episode. We're going to use that rule of cool in 2 combats simultaneously. So
nice.
you at home are going to have to pick whether you want to help Crash in his fight or you want to help one of these 3 in their fight.
Oh, fuck.
But we are going to make the rule of cool apply to everyone.
Okay.
Now, with that -5 you're putting on everybody, that means one side or the other has a really good chance of completely boning
Yes, it does.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
everything.
One side or the other has a complete
So
chance.
one of us
totally-
doesn't get to win today.
That's not necessarily so.
I don't know. I've seen mean.
One of you doesn't get to
mean,
win a rule of cool.
Mean. I just say mean on the screen.
Deal.
No, I like it. Okay.
But I am still going to do it based on the tradition of we start with the person with the worst initiative to
That's
start
me.
first, which is going to be.
He's
Chimera Blaze. Who
Oh,
has
GM.
to... All right, I assume that I have rope of some kind and a repair kit or my thing. I've got...
If you didn't, you made sure that you did because you're
Right.
Rosie Harvin.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right? Okay, great.
You not having a rope is just. They'd have to take it away from you.
Yeah, so in the spirit of my lovely Valkyrie here, I'm gonna Legolas up on a worm, and I'm gonna lasso it so that I have it in my power, and then I'm going with my animal training.
Oh my
I'm
God.
going to convince this worm that we are BFFs, and the worm is going to eat the bugs in there. We're gonna like together be like lawn mowering around the room.
Lawn mowering the insects.
We share a brain. We share a fucking brain. What the fuck? All right, I'm rethinking. Okay.
All right, next after 10
God damn it.
I'm so sorry. I think that's first.
would be Rex. What would your rule cool be?
How far does my transfer of life go?
Well, with the rule of cool, physics are damned. Typically, it's a touch
Short
attack.
range is about 100
Okay.
yards, though. So you're good.
Yeah, it's
That's not what I'm gonna use my mind link with Crash over here. I'm going to use my boosted ability to attack everyone. I am going to life drain every fucking thing in this room, and I'm going to send all of it to him.
Oh shit,
Oh.
drain everything's alive
Drain
and
everything
channel it
like-
to
and
Crash
channel it
Jackson.
To Crash Jackson.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Oh,
my
that's
God,
beautiful.
Andy, that's brilliant.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. Mr. Jackson, what would your rule of cool be?
Take that physics. Okay, so in this room with me is this globe sphere map
This thing, yeah, this projection. It's constantly moving.
that somehow connects me to all these metaverses.
Yes, it does somehow.
And there's this other bad guy that hits really hard.
Yeah, he hits like you do.
All right, so I'm gonna be like, wow. Okay, you are very strong. You might even be stronger than me, but I don't think you're stronger than all of us. And I'm gonna give him a combo attack.
All right,
Okay.
hit us.
Nope. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit him. Going to punch him up into the air, uppercut style. And while he's in the air, I'm going to fireball him using Leafly's powers. Right? Then I'm going to call down my loot box while he is still in the air, pull out Gatling's Gatling gun, attach the nuclear battery from the proton pack to it and make it into a Gatling super gun, light him up until he basically explodes into a million pieces. As the ashes fall down, I will then switch to Harzul, raise him from the dead, then activate the Titan Force and punch him so hard back up into the air he won't even know when he disintegrates because I will have already hit him with Ultra Vision.
I like it. Did we-
Because, Kim, that's why.
Did you leave anyone out? Did you get all of them?
No, I didn't. I left a couple out, just in case he has some sort of backup plan. Though I already thought of his way out of that, and that's not happening. Checkmate.
What? I don't get it.
Kit Foxman's special ability.
Fuck.
Nice. And Valkyrie Storm, what would your rule cool be? There's some serious competition in the room right now.
Yeah.
Wow, this is like one of the best rules of cool. I don't know who I'd vote for, so this is great.
So I am going to screw my boots into the armor plating on this worm, pull up the hammer of the gods, shout something super dumb like "Time to give this fucker heartworms." Sorry, time to get this fucker heartworms. And shoot the hammer of the gods and ride the worm into the hole.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's my plan.
I like it.
I'm gonna ride that worm.
You guys hear all that? Do we need to go over them real quick? Brief description again. Is the lawnmower action going on here? We have draining everyone's life and giving it to Crash. We have all avatars as one. And I'm not sure what I want to call that rodeo ride you've got going on, but
It's good though.
down the rabbit hole.
Heartworms for the god, like
Yeah.
Heartworms for the gods.
Ride the worm into a hole. I mean,
Ride it hard and put it away wet. That's what it is.
ride the worm before Andy can.
Oh god.
Okay.
There are two worms. We were talking about separate
We
worms.
were talking about two worms.
Hashtag Metapoint.
Ah, I like their name for yours. Omnipunch. That's
Omni
great.
Punch is pretty good, yeah.
Omnipunch is a good name.
Who just gave us that meta point? Well, thank you, whoever did. It
Let
went
me
by
see if
very
I can
fast, but
find it.
thank you.
S-A-L... Salogan? I don't know how you want to say his name, but...
Thank
Salogen?
you.
That sounds right.
Salogen? Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Oh, they are voting. They are voting. I see a very diverse vote set.
I also have to add some dynamo into that too, because
He can do the evil laugh at the end.
yeah, of course. There we go. Yeah, we'll let Dynamo
Well,
do the evil
generally,
laugh
yeah,
at the
that's,
end.
that's
Yeah.
imperative.
He's good
Reasonable.
at those. He is evil. Or he was originally.
And the sense of humor on that guy, I tell you.
He did that voice for him. I forgot all about him.
What happened to all the fucking peanuts?
Yeah.
Oh, close.
How Firestein.
Our winner
What
is
happened?
Crash's Omnipunch.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, that was close. Channel all the power for, oh man. All right, Crash's Omnipunch is what happens.
I will say though, Andy, you came in
First.
second. That was a good call that you did.
I was trying to play it as safe
like-
for him if we happen to
Let's
win.
do all these
I
minus
like-
5
I,
actions.
like as a gamer, I thought
Shall
it
we?
was an awesome.
It was awesome.
move.
All right, let's start with your minus 5s. Come here, Blaze.
Oh, cool. I have my buff, so I don't take a -5.
Oh, using her buff. Rosie buff.
So, what do you want first?
You know, surprise me. Just tell me what you're doing before
Okay,
you roll
well,
it.
first I have to Legolas up the worm. And that's a 12.
That'll do it.
Cool. Then I got a lasso, which I don't have a roll for. I don't. Is it sports?
You would use sports, yes.
Great. So then that's a success. Cool.
All right.
Then I gotta animal train it. So he's my baby. Oh, that is a 17, but I haven't used any of my Patreon, which is +7, so I'm making it a 10, so I beat it by 6. His name is
Thank you,
now
Paige.
Chester.
Chester.
Chester the worm.
Chester the worm.
And then do you want me to roll for Chester to start eating bugs?
We will determine how many by the end of the turn based on
Okay.
these other actions that are happening.
Well, his name is Chester. Or should I
Mr.
call-
Patriot,
No, he's Harvey too. I'm
you
sorry.
can still use the buff,
Harvey
still
too.
use the drain life
Yep.
attack.
Doing
So,
all of it.
The buff is still using to use.
Probably
your
gonna go
waffle-
ahead.
Sorry, not the buff, the bonus, your waffle ability.
Probably going to go ahead and use my +5 now, too, to cancel out that -5.
That's the way to do it, man.
And let's see, what's it? Probably fighting here? Once I got anything that's better.
That's
I
gonna-
believe he does use his fighting score or his,
Yes.
shooting score.
Fighting or shooting because it's ranged.
Right. Well, yeah, so I beat it by 8.
Beat it by 8.
Which means you beat it by 3?
No,
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 that's
he
it.
used it.
I beat it by
Cancel
8
out.
with my +5.
Damn.
So,
Son.
well, it wasn't the rule of cool. You weren't, but you use your buff, so you do end up
And he
hitting
used
everyone.
Hacksaw at the same
So
time,
next turn,
so
you drain the life from every single creature that is within your short range, which is pretty substantial. That's still over 100 yards of effect, which is 2,000 or 3,000 life forms, maybe more.
That's insane.
and suddenly from about a mile away you hear "What's up?"
Crash, you have
Wait, just hear it
400
right
temporary
here.
health.
It's very loud.
However, you're going to lose 10 health every round from this temporary health as it's bleeding away, because it's more life force than you can even contain.
Right? Yeah, that's awesome.
But you have 400 and a loss of 10 per round till you get back to your normal health.
I like it.
All right.
Wow.
That was pretty
damn.
cool.
Damn.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm guessing acrobatics, shooting, then battle tactics, maybe?
Yes, yes, and yes.
Okay. Perfect. Oh, and I'm at a -5. Is there anything I can do to fight that?
Let me see.
You're using the best dice you
I
can
have
use.
What was
Dice.
the? It was. Did I use?
Did-
The last thing I did a hex blast on was Andy.
Yes.
Yeah, you have every other round.
Right. I'm just making. Was that last?
You
round?
did not blast him last
No, it
round.
was-
No.
it was-
Hex blast. Only take
Great.
a -1.
Perfect.
-1.
Okay, that is
It's a
what is
1.
that? That's a 1.
6.
All right, so 6. So 6, 7, beat it by 11.
Beat it by 11. All right, you got that part down.
Yep. All right. Great.
Wow.
Fucking
4.
4, 5, beat it by 13. All right, and okay, yeah. So I'm gonna beat that battle tactics by 8. Yeah,
So even with the -5 on the last 2 rolls, she
They
got
all succeeded at all of their rules of cool. I'm just going to point that out.
that.
all
Pretty much never happened.
Rules of cool
Yeah.
happened even with the
That's
penalty.
rare. That is
Wow.
rare.
Every single one.
This is so epic right now.
So before I deal with the absolute chaos that just happened,
You're gonna go to that
Crash.
absolute chaos.
Crash.
tell us what happened to this guy as you were hitting him.
Well, I hit him so hard that he exploded, and then I brought him back to life, put him back together, and hit him so hard that he exploded, and then electrocuted the remains.
And then laugh.
And
And then did an evil laugh.
you were being assisted by all of your avatars?
Yeah,
in
they
this?
all like little ghostly versions kind of show up to him because I'm moving so fast because of the Titan Force that it's like super speed, but all of the little shadows look like different versions of my avatars.
And then they all gather behind him like a peacock fan.
Yep,
Yes.
and we all fan out.
Somebody needs to draw that.
Samsara.
Yeah, with Crash in the middle. That'd be
Yeah, it'd be
With
really
you,
cool.
And then while I'm still in Titan mode, I scan this whole map thing and I send telepathically the information to the other 3 pilots that are online. That way, even if I get killed, they still have the map.
Thank you
Excellent.
for remembering that one.
Great.
You have all seen the map, and in addition, because of the not finite control of that telepathic, you saw that imagery of this poor guy getting hit.
Well, there's nothing
hit,
poor about
hit,
him.
hit, in an amount of punishment you have never seen done, even in all these metaverses, to any one individual.
Except maybe the Borks.
Yeah, you guys did.
We didn't see that.
We didn't see that. No.
We did.
Yeah.
Indelibly etched on our souls.
In
You know
this,
what? Do you want to know how your chicken nuggets are made? It's not pretty. Just let it go.
That's why I like all white meat chicken tenders. Rosie says they're better for me.
Mhm. They're better than just the.
We should try pork chops. They're delicious.
Oh God.
Tastes like jelly.
What are they?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's when they eat those borks. You know, when we were cute little borks.
Are they filled with jelly?
Yeah, no, they are. It's like a donut. They. Yeah.
Little meat donut.
No meat donut. That's something different. That's a different thing.
You are monsters.
Why are you smiling?
Your mom's.
so thousands
know
upon
chinchilla
thousands of
doesn't
these
taste like meat.
creatures drop like lifeless husks, completely drained of every bit of their soul and life energy, falling from these tubes.
Are there still snacks for Harvey too?
They're crunchy snacks for Harvey too. Those kind of coiling around these tubes, going, just Harvey 2 doesn't really differentiate. I thought it was Chester, but Harvey 2 I like.
I
better.
changed it to Harvey too.
Harvey 2 doesn't really
Something
differentiate.
classy,
And
like
Harvey
Cody or
too.
Cody too.
Harvey 2 doesn't really differentiate between the living ones and the dead ones
That's
that have been drained of
fine.
life. No real concern. It's all just, grass clippings.
Nom 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 nom.
And you ride this all the way to the top to angle it just right. Fire the hammer of the gods through it.
Yeah.
And it drops down at a 45-degree angle and hits the side of that horrible, pulsing heart. You're just covered in that green slime, goo, horribleness to it. And it feels
Icky.
cold. Like
Cold.
cold. Cold as ice. And then it begins to beat erratically and faster, and the green fluid is like literally spraying out the side from all the wounds that she's inflicted on.
Hey,
You guys
Rosie.
don't always have to be perverts. It's okay. Not everything involving fluids or
Audrey
soft
too?
things involves sex.
Yes, Crash?
So is it,
Sorry, I heard like 2 words out of that, but they were the best words.
So the core is a heart, right? Or like a brain or a living thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's corrupted, so it's got an evil soul to it, right?
Right,
Don't you have a thing?
You mean like use my sword and take its soul?
I mean, that'd be a good way to help end the plague.
Isn't a soul just a ghost?
I mean, yeah, I'd love to. I will summon Mercy and give it to Andy James, so that she,
Giant sword in each hand.
Yeah, so that she can.
Double buster sword.
Yeah.
The other one, I would love to see you draw, but really, I want you to see you draw that one. Andy James, sword in each hand. Just
Riding a
please.
worm.
Riding a worm. Somebody, please. You'd be my hero.
Audrey too. Aubrey too?
So yeah, I'll have Mercy go to her because so we can keep handling what's on the ground and she can go after the heart.
And the hordes have come. Flying things,
Yeah.
crawling things, hunters, howlers, worms, every kind of horrid beast imaginable.
Creepy crawlers.
Tom appears to you, Crash. Excellent work, Mr. Jackson.
Thank
now,
you.
just give me a moment to process this map. And done. It's time to get you back to the others. You're gonna need to fly to get there quickly, and I know you don't like doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you. Hold your arms in front of your face so you don't hurt it, and follow my voice.
Okay.
Hey, he's fine. You're fine if you just close your eyes, Crash. We do it all the time.
Just keep your eyes closed and follow my voice, Mr. Jackson.
Just
I
hold
can
on
turn
to
on
your
my super
feather.
hearing now. No problemo.
Cutting back to you two, the two of you are outside of this pulsing, horrible heart. You've sent Mercy to Andy James, and there are just hordes and hordes of these things flooding into this chamber. Andy, you are dived into like an ocean of this cold, thick, horrible, disgusting fluid. But the sword that just appeared in your hand seems to be pulling you along like it's going
Like it's
towards
going towards
something
something?
very specific. And I want you to make me a body check because you are currently holding, you might be taking some damage here.
Okay. All right. Am I doing that with my eights?
Use eights
Okay. Against my body.
against your body score.
Okay.
Specifically against Valkyrie Storm's body score.
Right. So that's an 8 on 12.
An 8 on 12. You are not damaged.
That's fucking America.
Something in front of you, you can't even see in this thing, but something solid impacts the blade of that weird sword that appeared in your hand, and you can almost feel like a charge of energy going through the entirety of your arm. It's a very similar experience to when you were Nurse Tesla in the last. It's like that. It was like when you were shooting lightning. You have that same feeling, but it's going the other direction.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's traveling up this sword, up your arm. And then Andy James comes flying out the side of this heart as it pops like an overripe pimple.
Oh.
We're gonna get a lot of YouTube points.
Sending her crashing down. And as this heart pops, all of these hordes of infected creatures just fall.
That's right.
Lifeless, dead.
Damn
And
straight.
the world shakes and seems to crack a little on the inside, and the shaking is intensifying, and entire parts of this chamber start to come down. Crash, you are following Tom's voice through these tunnels, and you have hit a lot of things trying to follow his voice.
It's okay, I'll fly through.
But most of the stuff you just fly right through, or you just roll
I'm
around.
all charged up right now. I'm super.
So you
Which is
still got a shit ton of
how
life.
you see a holographic Tom flying through the air with Crash Jackson as his Talon avatar, protecting his face, his eyes closed, hitting objects, following Tom.
Glowing. Don't forget the glowing and floating in the air part.
Yeah.
When Tom reaches you, he brings forth a loot box. This one is larger and kind of shinier platinum looking than the ones that.
Oh. Okay.
Tom
that's
box.
So Tom
Box.
Tom box is
Brony's the
special.
kind of dude who would literally pay
A
for
Tom
a platinum
box.
loot box. So.
Opens up the Tom box, and there is a transporter device inside.
Is it a boot?
It's probably a pad.
It is a transporter pad. This will get your avatars off of this dying planet. and somewhere safe. And then I will extract you.
Cool.
All
Right before we
four of
leave,
us, or
right before we leave, I'm going to use my improvised ordnance thing to take that trap and rig it up with a timer. So after we leave, it lets the ghost go in the heart of the planet.
I love it.
I dig.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Look, we captured it once. If it does something bad, we'll just come back.
It's
and
not
come
the
back
same as the plague.
It's better than the plague.
It's not the same as the plague.
Maybe it's
You
brain.
step on to the transporter pad and activate it.
Engage.
Bye, ghost.
You find yourself in a beautiful field of rolling hills and flowers. It's green, tranquil. It's just very, very, very lovely. And then white light as you are pulled out of
White lightning.
pulled out of your avatars. We're gonna go to Andy James first. It's night in the desert. A blanket's draped over you. Your stomach is growling, and you really, really have to go. You're exhausted. A small fire burns nearby. That creep, Cole, is sitting there. A few dozen yards away, there's some other small fires with more mercenaries sitting at them. You awake, love? Good. Here, have something to eat. The man said you might need a rest before you go back in. Take a breather from whatever it is you're doing. I'm supposed to tell you, Abigail is waiting for you when you're ready. Oh, and the boss, he found your grandfather. Didn't even know you were looking for the chap. Strange coincidence. I met the fellow. Big mean of a brute named Bruno. Handy with a gun. Worked with him on that Project Metaverse job. Small world, huh?
Dun dun dun!
As you step out of your pods, you can hear gunfire and shouting. Dr. Jenica Clarkson rematerializes from swarm form in the center of the room. She looks exhausted. There are shell casings all over the floor, and several of the technicians and workers lie wounded. A blast rocks the rear of the building, sending debris through the air. Oh, pass me your avatars. They're gone.
She gone. But she not dead.
But not forgotten.
Tom's
in 2
voice
years.
comes over the PA. Mr. Jackson, Miss Harvin, Mr. Munson, would you please secure the rear of the building? Oh, and Mr. Jackson, the helicopters, if you please.
Okay.
There's a table nearby, several firearms already staged and ready, a couple of assault rifles, some handguns, and a really nice-looking lever-action cowboy rifle.
Sweet. Pistols. Bye.
I need a real-world initiative from the three of you.
All right.
I'm just gonna be over here in my desert
Yes.
eating cornflakes.
8.
Would
And
you roll
8.
9?
22. I can roll yours.
22 for Rosie.
Roll 2
8
12
for
dice.
Brony.
That would be 16 for Mr. Crash.
16 for Crash. All right, Rosie, you are first. Out of the Metapod. There's definitely a fight going on outside of this Northern
We
California
all need to
facility.
go.
Do we all need to go full?
Yep,
yeah.
you are also currently full applied because the slider is not relative at this moment.
Uh,
Only need to worry about using these.
but it's just happening outside?
That's
There's nothing in the room.
No,
It's fighting in the
but
room.
bullets like are flying through the room because this
Right.
facility is not a military
Well,
fortress,
I'm
so
taking the gun.
it can't exactly stop bullets. Whoever's shooting from the outside is more than capable of killing everyone inside the building without coming in.
Right. How many directions do the bullets seem to be coming from?
Seem to be coming from both the front and back of the building. The front is where Jenica just came from, and Bruno's up there firing out the window. So is that Wyatt character and
Right,
the
okay.
Maddox. But Tom said something about securing the rear of the building.
Well, I guess I'm gonna secure the rear.
Heading around to the rear of the building, there are 12 large black SUVs parked out back. And they
Yeah?
Made a nice little perimeter line, and there are a strike team of men that are aimed over the hoods of their SUVs, firing assault rifles into the building, and you can hear from in the distance the sound of helicopter blades closing.
Okay.
I'm ready. Where's all the guns?
Oh my god.
What do we got, Rosie?
Care Bear prepare.
I'll do a deadeye shot on one of the guys.
All right.
No, that's bullshit. 14. I don't have shooting, so I don't know.
You will use sports in the case of Rosie
Okay, I
Harvin.
beat it by 2.
Plus, you also have Deadeye shot, so.
I mean, I have Deadeye, I know, but just, yeah.
You are naturally a very good aim, but untrained
Well,
with firearms.
Indeed.
For you, the most important part of that Deadeye shot is the fact that he is behind that car. Using it for cover means absolutely nothing.
I know. That's why I'm using Deadeye.
And you hit him right between the eyes and kill one of the men back there. That leaves, 35 more opening fire in the building. In the
I
back.
got distracted by the very cute Care Bear.
I'm sure you did. Crash Jackson.
What? Oh, is it time to kill everyone?
It is time.
Okie doke. So there's helicopters out there?
You can hear the helicopters approaching, yes.
Okay, well, I look out there. Do I see the helicopters?
No, you just hear them.
Okay, well, I go outside.
All right. There are a dozen SUVs parked out back in a line with men firing over them, and you can hear the helicopters getting closer.
Neat. Well, I guess I will draw fire from the SUV guys for a few minutes.
Sounds good.
While they get in position. So I'll kill one of the SUVs.
Kill one of the SUVs.
Yep.
And how are you killing one of the SUVs?
I have action hero powers. So I can, when I shoot cars in the gas tank, they explode.
Yeah.
So,
Go give me a shooting test to shoot a car in the gas tank and make it explode, even though that should never happen.
Incendiary.
well, you would know this if you had action hero powers. I beat it by 11.
Crash walks out the back of the building, doesn't even take any cover, and just kind of calmly fires a shot over there, and one of the SUVs blows up like a bad 80s movie. It should not happen, but it does. Sends 2 of the guys flying through the air.
Nice.
Brownie?
Let me think here. All right. Do I notice anything explosive whatsoever in the yard? Near any of the people at all?
Most of them are carrying grenades.
Most of them are carrying grenades. Okay.
None of them are standing by those cool red barrels.
That's what I was really
wondering.
hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowledge video games is like kind of hit or miss when you're not in a video game.
This is the first time that Mr. Munson has been shot at in the real world. This is a new experience. Thankfully, you've had some Metaverse experience of getting shot at, so it's not as shocking as it should be. But you don't have somebody else's skin to protect you at the moment.
Okay. Well,
That being said, you're a kung fu badass. So
That's
just
true,
shoot-
too, yeah.
Shoot them down.
all right. Well,
You
I'm
weren't,
going
but
to,
you are now.
Yeah. I'm going to dual wield whatever 2 guns are closest.
You have a pair of assault rifles.
Pair of assault rifles, sweet. And yeah, I am going to basically shoot at any that look like they might be. I'm going to use my culture check. to
That
shoot
guy
at
in
any
the
that
white
look like
suit
they might
hasn't
be
done anything
leaders.
yet.
Give me a culture check to see if you can pinpoint who might be the leader.
2.
Holy
You
shit.
spot him immediately. Oh, that guy on the radio.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, and I can't miss, but I'll go ahead and roll anyway for the shooting. And it's I beat it by 13.
Again, another perfect right between the eyes. You had no idea you could actually do this in the real world. So just being able to calmly shoot a guy over the hood of a car right between the eyes. I mean, you would think that points in the video games you played, and you just did this for real. And that's the first time you've ever fired a gun for real in your own body.
They jump a little.
Smells like victory.
Sniffing your deadly weapons.
Yeah.
Good shot, Brody!
No, my hands. I've been in a pod for who knows how long.
They open fire on the rear of the building, and the 3 of you.
Building cover, you'll be. Oh, wait, no.
Simple drywall.
I'm trying to draw fire. I blew up a car.
Oh, you draw fire. Don't worry.
That's a lot of rolling.
There's 30 of them.
Yeah. I'm doing the rolls.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Could have gone.
Okay, he's. Can I can read
What?
my ladder.
Yeah, yeah.
350
No,
bonus.
More
thank you.
snacks?
No, I'm
Five.
I think that's just
That's
for
just for
the
the avatar.
avatar.
That was just the avatar.
That would have been amazing. Though.
That would have been.
Yes, that's a lot of
Dive
dice.
Stone, man on the ground here with a hashtag news flash.
Ah!
Ford just releases Pinto SUV model to government contracts. Coming to a dealership near you. In weather news, there is a hail of gunfire. Back to you in the studio, James.
Oh man, that was great. That was
That's a
that
good
was
one,
fantastic.
too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
News flash.
Let's see. Where did I put those? Just had them a second ago too. Now I feel.
Oh wow, it was even worse. I actually got a +6 on that, so I had -4.
Yeah, no, it just all it does, it takes away
know.
all
All
of
the-
your call shot penalties.
Yeah.
All right. Newsflash. 15 members of a Beverly Hills yoga cult were arrested for disturbing the peace at the wreckage of the Project Metaverse facility yesterday. They claimed their leader was within the wreckage.
Yoga cult.
A little aqua action.
No.
Speculation, purely.
Purely speculation. Purely speculation. All right, I had 5 of them that went through. Of them, 3 times you were shot, Mr. Jackson.
3 times?
3 times. There are 20-point hits for each one.
Okay.
Yes, the bullets bounced off Mr. Jackson. Not his
Like-
Care Bear pajamas, though, which now have holes in them.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Yes.
It is.
And 1
on.
hit for 20 damage, and 1 hit for 20 damage.
Okay.
Did my +30 carry over?
From the beginning, yes.
Yeah. Oh,
That
okay.
carries over. The Patreon poll carries over.
Still working on bonus hit points then.
That is not a bad thing.
Nope.
All right. That puts us back on our initiative count. Rosie, you will be up.
So James, we had moments of clarity in the store.
Yes, and you have meta points in the
Yeah,
store.
yeah, well-
Remember how you used meta points before when you were out of the metaverse?
Well, I had a list of things that I could use, which I don't have.
Use it to fuel a waffle ability.
Okay.
Which are avatar abilities.
Right. Any avatar ability, or is it yeah?
Has to be one of yours.
Great.
One of
Has to
yours.
be one of yours.
Great. I want Harvey.
Okay.
He was an ability on my Hex Destiny character sheet. I would like an 800-pound bunny to go start flipping trucks.
Great. Spend a meta point and
Spend
do
meta
a sorcery
point.
roll.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that is how you get Harvey. 1 meta point spent.
Boy, it'd be a good time to have
That
a
would
boosted
be
right now.
12. Sorcery, I beat it by 2.
You successfully summon Harvey. I'll give Harvey 1 check this round for flipping a car.
That's a 5.
Harvey easily flips a car. No one can see Harvey, for the record.
You Right. just see
I've seen the movie.
Yeah. So that it just, for some reason, one of the SUVs just flips completely over. Absolutely no reason at all.
And
They
it,
all
It's an
think I do
Isuzu
it.
Trooper.
and in my head, what's great about it is all the guys are behind it shooting, and then all of a sudden it just goes up in the air behind them, and it's like, bang, bang, and now they're exposed.
Oh yes, very
Like-
much so.
Great.
Sending it to you, sir.
Are there any cars within like running distance from me whatsoever?
You know, you're not sure only because you don't know if you can run faster now than you could before. You don't know how much of it carried over. You feel like you could reach it. You feel like you could run way quicker than you used to. Not
Okay.
like unhuman speeds, but you feel like something carried over, maybe. You don't feel like you'd plod along and drop breathing heavily after the first 10 meters anymore.
In fact, you don't get winded much at all.
Yeah, that's a good indicator. Running out to the back, you didn't even, your heart's not pounding yet. You
Is it pounding at all?
have issues right now.
Curious.
A little bit
From
in fear.
excitement, yeah.
A little bit in fear and excitement.
I'm just,
GTA 5? I'm gonna jump into a car and I'm gonna run down as many people as I can. On account of, I've got an 18 driving skill.
Hell yeah,
You
you do.
dash
a
across
lot
the
of
open
time.
ground and hop into one of these SUVs.
And a lot of time.
Firing it up, you're able to throw it back into reverse and get yourself into position. Mr. Jackson.
Aha! Here, so he's running for a car, one of the SUVs.
He just ran, for one of the SUVs, just straight at it.
Okay, so I am literally going to run blocking for him. Like
Run blocking.
He's running back. I am his offensive tackle. I'm just popping people with. As they come up to him, they get a stiff arm.
Give me an athletics roll.
Jump on the hood. I want to hit them with a car.
So
that
yeah, however
punches
many
them.
people are on the way, that's how many attacks I'm splitting this round.
I'm going to have you give me an athletics roll to make it easier.
Okay. Yes.
You run alongside, and not only are you blocking the assault rifle fire, they're just coming in out of it. And the bullets are bouncing off of Crash's skin. Like bouncing off. And he's not in the metaverse.
Oh.
He's out here with you. They are bouncing off of his skin. He's keeping pace with you as you get behind the wheel of the vehicle. A few of the guys come running around to try and pull you out of the hood. And with one stiff arm, 2 guys go flying more than 50 feet through the air.
They're calling us brash.
And not crony?
Wait,
brash but not crony?
Brash but not crony. What a great band name. Brash but not crony.
Or brash crony. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Brash, I do kind of like that. I do kind of like that, I'm not going to lie.
That's cute. That's real cute.
This didn't end up being like Johnson or Maxon. It could be Maxon or Johnson.
Have we killed them all?
No, not even close, my dear.
Great. Can I at least just
They are
yell?
going to shoot before we get to that.
Can I just yell?
You could yell.
Great. Janica, now would be a super great time for your fucking nano wasp to eat all their brains! Which I'm sure she's just in swarm form. Just hovering.
Just hovering.
Just hovering.
Well, when you came back into this metaverse, you just saw her reconstitute from swarm
yes,
form.
but 2 rounds have gone by.
Yeah, but she can't do it all the time.
Oh, you're right. She can't.
She just thinks she
And
can.
you're
'Cause she
neglecting
doesn't
the
make
other
her
Can't
character
be when
cheat.
people are
And
watching.
you're neglecting the 50 men out front and the 2 helicopters that just
Look,
came
all I'm saying is
into
those
view.
nano wasps kick ass, and if she can do it, they can just like destroy a thing. Like, gun gone. They would be like, oh, it's not no weapon.
And
Isn't
now
that
it's bees!
The 2 helicopters come into view and rockets fly forth from them, several of them hitting the building, one of them exceedingly close to you, Miss Harbin, 20 damage, and you are knocked down.
Okay, but I'm not prone.
One of them is a direct hit.
Mother.
To the onesie?
Direct hit. It's not much of a onesie after the rocket
That's
hits.
really upsetting.
Crash.
The good news is I'm fully dressed underneath.
It does 50 damage in the burst.
Oh shit! I actually have to mark that.
Of which, Brownie, your proximity, you take 20 of that. As does the vehicle you're in, it no longer has windows.
Oh.
This is gonna get real messy for me. Real messy.
You got this.
I got this.
And we will go back to Rosie.
How many vehicles are left?
There are 2 of them just coming. We have 8 vehicles left and more than 20
Great.
men.
Cool. And how high up in the ground are those helicopters?
Oh, they're probably 300 meters up, maybe 400 at the most.
So like a bunny who's really good at jumping, who's already really, really big.
Probably
400
not.
meters?
300-400 meters is outside of that reach.
Outside of that range.
That's like Incredible Hulk jumping distance.
Okay. All right.
It would be great if somebody
Jumping's
with super
not one of his powers.
strength could maybe throw the bunny, but no, I'm not there. I'm drinking Mai Tais in the desert.
Yes, throw Harvey at a helicopter. Let's kill him.
No, it wouldn't kill him.
You wouldn't kill him?
Hang on, do I bring it down, make it crash?
Okay.
Because that's what's going to
Harvey-
happen when you throw a giant rabbit at a helicopter.
Okay, yeah. If Harvey is anything like my bunny, like he will inflict a lot of damage with those teeth.
Yeah, he does.
You know?
He is a carnivorous were-rabbit.
He is.
Okay, so he is like my bunny.
If this is innuendo, I'm extremely nervous right now. No, I know you haven't.
A rabbit.
I know you haven't.
And he's very, very cute. Okay, sorry.
All right.
You know,
well,
if it wouldn't be me killing Harvey if she throws a rabbit at a helicopter. You know what
They do
happens?
have
You
big
throw a
spinning
rabbit into a
blades on
spinning
that top.
blade.
I-
Don't blame me for
everything
that.
else.
I wouldn't throw it.
Don't be
at
blaming me for that.
I wouldn't be
Can
throwing
the
it
rabbit
at the
throw an
blades.
SUV at the helicopter?
Never mind. Forget throwing the rabbit or whatever. Forget all the rabbit.
Don't forget the rabbit. The rabbit's adorable.
So
I'm just not gonna take the blame for killing something when I'm not the one doing it.
wouldn't die, but we're gonna forget the rabbit.
It almost died from getting shot.
That was
Why not falling 400 meters?
Or hitting a
it's a
helicopter.
bad idea. I get it. It's a bad idea.
At the speed it would take to
Okay,
500 meters.
we gotcha. Do your turn.
It's never lupus. Lepus. Whatever the rabbit one is. Lupus is wolf.
I'd like Mercy to go at least slice the people driving the helicopters.
Waffle ability, so another meta point.
Yeah.
Meta point used,
Well, I
and you will
can
send
summon
Mercy
Mercy.
to
Oh,
help
you
them.
gotta summon Mercy
Well,
and
she has
Yeah.
summoned 4 or 5 rounds a day,
And
and
I've
she's
only done
only
it
done it
twice.
2 rounds. She has 3 rounds left.
Yeah.
Noise.
So that's a 6.
The helicopter or the pilots?
The pilots.
Okay. You completely decapitate one of the pilots of that particular
I
helicopter.
don't want any more rockets coming at us.
And it kind of does the nice little auto rotate that they kick into when nobody's on the stick. Down, down, into a not so soft impact.
It better not have landed on the rabbit. That's all I'm saying, James.
No, Harvey's not nowhere near it.
You know, if you keep threatening me about the rabbit, I'll just whack it anyway.
The rabbit? Or are we going somewhere else with this? You did put on a new arm.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right, that was yours at the top. Mr. Munson, you are next.
And
You are in the vehicle. You have backed up. The windows have been blown
And we
out.
have waffle abilities?
And you have waffle
Yeah.
abilities.
Okay, well, I'm going to change my plan a little bit. My plan is now, because I'm so mobile and so open, what with all these windows taken out, I'm going to target every motherfucker out there with my 2 AKs while I'm driving.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be 2 checks. I don't care. I'm going to do it. And
deserve this.
yeah, I'm gonna just. What is the correct?
And you're driving with your knees?
I guess the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm driving with my knees.
Give me 2 shooting tests and tell me how much you beat them both by combined.
Doke. Okay, so beat that one by 4,
4 hits.
and beat that one by 9.
So of the just over 20 guys, you shoot 13 of them.
Okay.
You kill 4 of them.
Oh, nice.
Pay no attention to the man in the onesie. Hashtag hack attack.
And then
Thank you, chat.
you're up next, right?
Yes.
Yes, Europe.
I'm gonna
Wait,
go
we're $10
ahead and
for an attack?
I'm gonna go ahead and aggro too.
Aggro? Aggro is being used. What this means, folks, is that if anyone tries to attack anyone other than Brony, they will be vulnerable to getting attacked by Brony's companions.
I
And
like it.
I'm in a car.
All right.
Vroom vroom.
Nicely done.
That was well done. Is it my turn?
It is your turn, sir. There's 1 remaining helicopter. There are 9 injured men and just over 10 uninjured men.
Well, I don't want them shooting more rockets with those helicopters because those will destroy the entire building. So I'm going to steal myself using my hopefully my soul, which will be good enough. I beat my 14, so that should be fine.
Okay?
And I'm gonna fly slowly and not too high.
He looks really nervous as he's doing this.
So I just fly. I don't like, like lean forward and do that. I just like
That's the straight fly.
fly up, right up to where, like right in front of the cockpit of that helicopter. And if they start to shoot, I'm just gonna shoot my hand up in the air really fast. And since I know they're going to start to shoot,
You stick your hand up in the air really fast.
I toss you some hand sanitizer that's in the glove box because you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
He reaches his arm up and you kind of like internally wince. You feel, it's gonna, and the helicopter blade snaps in half upon contact with his arm. His arm doesn't even move. It just kind of holds it up, but it didn't even knock it aside. And the helicopter blade goes flying through, and without that rotor, it can't auto-rotate, and so the descent is a little more dramatic than the first one and quick and awfully fiery.
Oh yeah, fire.
Well, I wasn't gonna let it fall all the way down.
Oh, you will catch the tail rotor then?
Yeah.
All right, give me an athletics for that one.
I made it.
You catch the tail, and you're holding this helicopter by the tail, flying in the air, that has no rotor on it,
Neat.
hanging upside down. Yeah, that's more than neat.
It's super neat.
The remaining men on the ground all open fire at the flying man with the helicopter.
Oh God, are they worried I'm gonna drop this helicopter on them?
Well, unfortunately, by doing so, they trigger Brony's aggro on all of them.
Uh-oh, I'm gonna drop a helicopter on them.
I'm not sure what associated skill to use on that one, so I'm just gonna have you do athletics.
I'm gonna do athletics because that's the throwing skill.
Yeah, this will be used for attempting to drop a large object on a smaller group of people.
Oh, I can also use, for throwing, I can use shooting also.
Uh-huh.
Because that's what you use to like throw knives and stuff.
Spin it around real fast and make all the bullets come out of it.
Roll the 9.
You throw a helicopter at the guys
Group
on
of
the ground.
SUVs.
Yes.
Hopefully none of those missiles go off.
Not a good help.
Oops.
Now, a typical fire or blaze is usually not enough to ignite ordnance, but the jet fuel that's used in the modern military helicopter, unfortunately, burns really, really, really hot, and that will go right through the housing of these rockets and then detonate them, which, because they're not triggered, it's not as devastating as when they strike an object, but it still does detonate the payload, which makes these remaining individuals and SUVs a little more than scrap metal and bits of what were people. And in fact, a hand lands like right next to you. Just the hand.
It's fine.
Still wearing the little tactical glove and everything.
Aw.
I take the tactical glove and I put it on.
Did they hit me?
You have to like shake the hand out of it.
You killed them. Because of the aggro, that helicopter went off before they could.
Oh, poor bastards.
They aimed, and Brony's aggro kicked in.
That is a really cool ability.
Particularly when stacked with you. It's almost as though the two of you together are nearly unstoppable.
I don't know what you're talking about. We are regular.
Crony.
Yeah, I never thought about using it for
Crash
some
crony.
reason. Never seemed like anyone else should get the glory, but here we are. Here we are.
You're able to collect up the wounded as the strike force sent from the program has been defeated. There are several individuals that have been shot, and Bruno is overseeing the loading of the metapods and the gear into some trucks. It's time to get on the road again. The program knows you're here. You
With these
can't
program
stay.
guys?
Program, project, Bruno can't tell the
We
difference.
can't tell if they're founders or what anymore.
To
They're
him, it's more
they're
guys
just little
with
guys
guns
in black
and
SWAT
tactical
uniforms
suits.
and tacky.
They assume that it's one or the other.
Okay.
Those program project guys, is his general assumption is they seem to have a real fire up their butts to get and crash. They've been really hard to try and get him. You've got the wounded collected. Jenica is doing everything she can to help with the wounded. And Maddox,
Which that magical healing helps a
a
whole
lot.
lot.
And Maddox and Aquamarine are working together to try and get the very distraught Mac to calm down. The whole gunfire and explosions had him screaming and freaking out in the corner. He's not very happy with the
I'm gonna make
situation.
sure he's got some nice headphones. I've got lots. He can have one.
Well, Crash and Mac are developing quite the friendship, so your presence definitely helps in calming him down, especially the earplugs, earphones, you know.
Hey man, I know.
Wyatt is also assisting with Bruno in loading up the truck. And at that point, the guy that was asleep next to you when you woke up, the weird looking guy you don't know, sits up from the medical table he is on. Where The hell am I? Who the hell are you people?
California?
Why the hell do I sound like this? He turns his head and sees his own reflection in one of those metapods. Who the hell am I?
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
I told you before we woke up. Didn't you listen to a thing I said? We're in Zenda's body. As to where Zenda is, I have no idea. If I'm in Zenda's body, why the hell do I have this arm?
Because your other arm's laying on the floor right there.
It's for whacking rabbits. And who are you people again?
Oh, we don't like to be called that. Hi, my name is Crash Jackson. I am a metapilot, and you are an avatar. When did we get an avatar?
I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I didn't know this metaverse had any. When did you become an avatar, Zenda?
Where are all the fairies?
Are you, the blacksmith?
I'm supposed to be.
Not anymore. Okay, sit down, buddy. I have to have somebody with better communication skills than me tell you what's going on.
Tom?
Tom!
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all that we have time for this episode tonight.
Yay!
I really want to thank you all for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Make sure to tune in. Table Takes Friday, 11.
Hey, game night Thursday.
Game night
Game night
Thursday.
Thursday.
Game night
Who
Thursday.
knows
We don't know what we're
gonna
gonna play.
Yep, and who knows?
Taking
And
suggestions?
When's Death from Above again?
Saturdays, 1 p.m. Pacific, right here.
That's amazing.
And who knows, it could be a totally interesting Saturday episode. It's got some wonderful things going on.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I feel like
'Cause
Luke
Maggie's
is
gonna
here
be
for
on
some
it.
reason.
Yes.
And Abby's coming back to be on it.
Abby's coming back, and you are also going to be.
Yeah, it's a clan episode. I'm a clan guy.
And I just hope that, it actually launches. I'm a little worried about that part. Other than that, though, we'll see what happens.
Oh, we were so close though. Okay,
Oh.
that's fine.
Very, very close. I want to thank you all for joining us. And love you all. Can't wait to see you all again. Till next time.
Bye. Get the hell out of my house.
Just over here drinking my.